Good afternoon and welcome here to Bethel College in Mishawaka, Indiana, inside the Gates Gymnasium. My name is Paul Connery, along with the coach, Mark Gardner. Glad you could join us here for Bethel College men's basketball this afternoon. A key crossroads matchup as Mount Vernon Nazarene University is in town to take on the Pilots. Mount Vernon at 6-20 under the leadership of a guy who we know very, very well, Matt Moore, who played at Grace College. We had a chance to visit with Matt earlier today, but it should be a great matchup here today. Mount Vernon team that has played everybody pretty tough all season long in the Crossroads League. Don't let the 3-12 record deceive you, because they have been very, very competitive. Took Iowa right down to the stretch the last time they played them. But the Pilots coming up a very, very difficult loss to Huntington, and would drop their record to 21-5. And it's one of those games, Coach Gardner, that you look at the Huntington game, and it was like everything that could go wrong. Well, it didn't go wrong, because everything that went right. So it was the opposite of Murphy's Law. Everything did go right, and yet they still lost because of a great shooting performance by the Huntington University Foresters.
It was like watching two great heavyweights go at it, and you knew, halfway through somebody was going to lose, and neither team really deserved to lose. And Huntington came away victorious, but the Pilots really played a good game. Huntington played a better game, so you take your hat off to them. Fifth time the Pilots have lost to a ranked team this year, so no bad losses on the record, but certainly some frustrating ones.
But once again, they find themselves in a position here hitting the home stretch. They're in fifth place in the Crossroads League. Just before the game, the Huntington game, they were in second place. So in the position that they're at right now, they find very, very thin ice. No margin for error whatsoever for this basketball team. They have to be able to come out and really press the issue. They've got to be able to come out and make plays, because on paper and even physically they're better than this team, but you can't allow the sleeping dog to lie.
Yeah, you ignore the record. Mount Vernon is much better than what the record shows. They're very athletic. They're very talented. They just haven't been able to put together wins this year. For the Pilots, they come into today in fifth place. They could leave today being in second or third place, depending on what else takes place in our conference. And so you've got to take care of your business and hope that you get a little help elsewhere. Ryan
Benner certainly reached a whole nother level for him. He's really coming off a great 31-point performance. He's really starting to carry this basketball team. You got to like the way he plays. But once again, Bethel Pilots need to have Matt Schaus step up on an offensive team. Matt didn't necessarily play very well on the last time out, but if he comes out and gets in the flow of the game and is able to get untracked offensively, this team is one of the best 5 teams in America.
Yeah, Matt makes things go for this team. You know Zach Miller and Ryan Benner are going to knock down threes. You know your bigs are going to get some post-up points, some putbacks, but it really goes with Matt. He does a good job of getting to the basket. It's just a matter of whether he can hit that outside shot to kind of open things up for him and for his teammates.
All right, what do they got to do to win?
Score more points than their opponent.
I tell you what, you just can't. Where are you going to get anything better than that right here? Coach Mark Gardner out. Paul Connery will be back with more. I had a chance to spend some time with Coach Lightfoot just moments ago, and he's going to share his thoughts on today's matchup. Once again, the Pilots and the Cougars today from the Gage Gymnasium. Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. The Bethel College Pilots in action against Mount Vernon Nazarene University here at the Gage Gymnasium. Paul Connery along with the Coach Mark Gardner. Glad that you can join us here for this doubleheader. We're visiting with Coach Lightfoot here prior to today's matchup. And Mike, first up, I'll just kind of reflect back on the Huntington. I know we were talking prior to the interview. I thought the Pilots played pretty well and did some really, really good things against a very, very good team. And it was just one of those freak nights where Huntington got in that zone shooting the basketball and they lit it up.
Yeah, and what do? You just got to, you always look as a coach for finding things you can get better at and do things better. And I think there are a lot of them. But at the same time, you just got to walk away and say, you know what, you got to get ready for the next game. And there's things, we sure love that game. We were right in it. We were right there. But, they didn't miss free throws. They didn't miss shots and didn't give us an opportunity.
And it's a tough environment to play in, and that added to the situation. But once again, I think these are the kind of environments that you want to be in as a competitive athlete, as a coach. You want to be in a position where, that adrenaline is running and every play is being played right down to the last minute. And I thought that the Pilots, from the beginning of the game to the end of the game, competed like there was no tomorrow.
That's true, and, that's what you want. And we're going to have to do that, to give us a shot to get in the tournament. We've got to win out, I think. And I think that it's going to be a real challenge to do that. But, I told our guys after the game, we decided we're going to do this the hard way. And in our league, it's hard way. And so we just got to lace them up and get back at it and playing a very, very good team today.
Mount Vernon's come in with a couple wins in a row, and they're a team that is very, very dangerous. You cannot look ahead against this team. The Pilots had a tough road to hoe the last time when they were over in Ohio. Patrick Edding played a great game in that one, and he needs to stay out of foul trouble and on the floor.
Yes, because they're very big. They have great size, and that's a problem because we don't match up with size, and they have a lot of it. Plus the fact that they kind of have all come together now. They sat out. Some of them had to transfer in, and all those things happen, and they all kind of come together. I watch a lot of tape, and I've seen him against Iwu at Iwu last week, and Iwu struggled with him. It was a 6-point game with 4 minutes to go, and could have went either way. Widener hits a big shot. Mahurin gets a 3-point play, or that game's in jeopardy. And then they should have beat St. Francis. They had to get a Hail Mary, full-length pass, catch, score. And that's the only way St. Francis beat them. And then they beat Taylor, and they beat Goshen on the road. They're playing their best basketball.
All right, let's break it down from an offensive side of things. If you get the type of production off the bench you did from Landon Booker on Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever it was, that's going to be a great situation. Giving that kind of bench lift, boy, it certainly has to help. So if we can get that today, I think it'll be okay, right?
Yeah, well, we need that. We need every minute we can get out of the quality minutes defensively and offensively. I think the key for us is what we're doing defensively. Our last 9 games, all but 2 of them, we've held our opponents under 45% shooting, and if we can do that, we got a big shot. Now this is a team that's up tempo, and so they're going to push the ball every bit as much as we do. So that creates situation. We got to play better defense for more possessions, and so it's going to be a real test if we keep them off the boards. That's the thing. I think if we can rebound and if we can defend, then we're going to then I'll take our chances.
Matt's Moore, the coach at Mount Vernon, certainly been around this league. He grew up in this league, so you kind of know his mindset going in. I tell you what, I think he's done a really good job really trying to direct that program in the right direction.
Oh, he's done a great job, and I think he's got great people in place. And I look at their team, I look at the things that they're doing, and you want your team to be playing best right now, and they are. And so I think he's got some young kids, some freshmen have really come on and played well for him. When you get that happening, then it really creates depth. They have depth. They have scores. They have no problem scoring. And so, they put up 98 points their last game. So, I think Matt's done an incredible job there. And, he's turned that program right around, especially this second half of the semester.
Final question. What do you got to do to win?
Well, I tell our team this all the time, and so I guess it's we got to rebound and we got to defend, and if we can defend every possession, one possession at a time, we're going to be in every game. We can win those games. I like our chances when we defend, and if you look at our 2 games that we haven't allowed people to, or they have allowed people to shoot over 50%, it's our overtime win at St. Francis and it's our loss at Huntington. So we got to get back and getting really great job of not giving easy shots and doing a great job keeping them out of transition, funneling one, and making sure that he just doesn't go crazy on us.
That's Mike Lightfoot joining us here on the pregame show. Our coverage of Bethel College men's basketball and women's basketball and all of our sports presented by our friends at the Gates Automotive Group. Here's the coach, Mark Gardner. Coach.
Winters can be tough on your vehicle, Paul, to make sure your vehicle's ready so that you can drive with confidence. You want to go over and take your car to see the factory-trained Chevrolet certified service experts over there at Gates. You can feel confident because every vehicle serviced by the service experts comes with GM original equipment parts that are backed by the limited lifetime parts warranty, and you can learn more about that warranty at CertifiedServicePartsWarranty.com. Currently running a great three great services, one price. Oil change $39.95. Some brake pads can be installed for $99.95. Front end alignments for $39.95. Or always take advantage of that 30-day tire price guarantee. You buy some tires from them, find it cheaper somewhere else within the next 30 days, and they'll refund the difference.
That's the way they do it at the Gates Automotive Group. I'm Paul Condry along with the coach. Taking a look at Crossroads League men's basketball today. Here this 15th of February, Indiana Wesleyan is at Spring Arbor. Taylor is at Goshen. Grace is at Huntington. And St. Francis is on the road in Indianapolis to take on Marian University. Crossroads League standings look like this. Indiana Wesleyan, 7th-ranked team, 12-3 overall, 22-5 overall, 12-3 in the Crossroads League. Huntington, they're ranked 16th in the country right now at 11-4 and 22-5 overall. Marian is also 11-4 and 15-5 overall. Bethel ranked number 12 in the country at 10-5 in 4th place, along with a 21-6 overall record. St. Francis likewise with a 10-5 mark, an 18-9 overall. Then we have Grace at 8-7, Spring Arbor at 5-10, Taylor at 4-11, Mount Vernon at 3-12, And the Goshen Maple Leafs, 17 losses straight. They're in the cellar with a record of 1-14. It's a busy weekend here on the campus at Bethel College. A little bit later, we're going to be announcing at halftime, the Ron Paulson Memorial Award, one of the most prestigious awards they're given away here on campus. And we'll look forward to that. Dennis Embrick will be joining us at halftime. He's going to be presenting the award. But we're back here to our broadcast location. Let's take a look at these two teams by the numbers. Mount Vernon, here in the 13th meeting of the series, is shooting 69% from the line, 44% from the field, 35% from downtown. They're scoring on a 68 per game clip, giving up 74. The rebound is almost identical. They're averaging 34.7 rebounds and giving up 34.3, so just a half a rebound. 13 assists, 5 steals, 14 turnovers, and 4 blocked shots. Now for Bethel, same numbers. 87.5 points a game, giving up 73. They're out-rebounding their opponents, 37.5 to 32. 13 turnovers per ballgame, 71% from the line, 51% from the field, 43% from downtown, including 219 three-point shots made, 17 assists, right around 8 steals, and 2.5 block shots per contest. The Pilots 12-4 here on the road. Bethel has won 5 straight in the series. Bethel is 4-0 against Mount Vernon here at home. So there you have just some of the pregame numbers. Now we're going to ask Coach Gardner to tell me why the Pilots are going to win the game. He has got all the answers because he is the answer man today.
Pilots are going to win the game because of experience, because it's at home, and because these guys are used to playing with their backs against the wall. They did it last year when they knew they had to win that tournament in order to get to Branson, and they did it. And I think this year they're in the same place now. They've been playing for the last 8 games. That every game was a ticket to Branson, and had a little hiccup there at Huntington on Tuesday, but it's time to recover and get things done here at home.
The Pilots winners 7 of their last 8, and Matt Moore, his club, winners 2 of the last 3, including a win against Taylor at home and a road win against Goshen. Their last loss was a 79-66 affair on the road at Indiana Wesleyan. But Matt's got a very, very young group. The one thing that they have a significant advantage over the Pilots, they are much bigger. And I'll tell you what, Martell Medley is a guy from Euclid High School in Ohio who can do a lot of great things, averaging 4.5 assists, 1.5 steals, 6 rebounds, 17 points. He is one of the all-around best players in the program. He's a good one. And then they've got guys like Brian Reddick, who's a 6'6", 220-pound junior/forward. He can do it. Eric Roby, a kid from Alder High School, Plain City, Ohio. Another kid averaging around 13.5 points and 5 rebounds. So they've got some big guns in there that can make some noise. And Caleb Williams, also a guy who can do it all. So they got 4 or 5 guys. The key thing for Mount Vernon, you got to get to their bench, just like with the women's team. If the Pilots can get to the Mount Vernon bench, they got a chance to win the game.
Yeah, depth is advantage Pilots. We know that. We know it's been the case in every game this year. But, yeah, this is a big team. This is an athletic team. And, again, throw the record out the window. The Pilots have their hands full today, and they better come to play.
All right, we're going to head it on down to Brian Miller here momentarily. But we're glad that you can join us here for our today's Crossroads League matchup between the 6-20 Mount Vernon Nazarene University Cougars. They are 3-12 in the Crossroads League. Matt Moore is in his 5th season, 55 wins and 91 losses on the resume. He gets some help from his 2nd-year assistant Pat Sayer and 3rd-year assistant Steve Kaufman. Of course, Bethel College head coach Mike Lightfoot in search of victory number 706 in his Hall of Fame career. The Pilots here at home in the Gates Gymnasium have won 188 games and lost only 62, and including a 12-4 mark so far on the season. We're going to go on down to Brian Miller, the voice here at the Gates Gymnasium for our pregame festivities, reminding you that stay tuned. A little bit later on this afternoon and this evening, we have high school hockey from the Icebox. Join yours truly along with J.P. Joubert and Pat Doherty and Adam Demery for all the action.
Your attention please. Bethel College welcomes all players, officials, and spectators to today's contest. As a member of the NAI and the Crossroads League, we are committed to the true spirit of competition as champions of character, embracing 5 core values, which are respect, integrity, responsibility, servant leadership, and sportsmanship. We ask each of you, as a participant, as an official, or as a spectator, to abide by these values by creating a positive environment in which our athletes may participate, our officials may work, and you, the spectator, may enjoy. Fans, please enjoy today's contest. Ladies and gentlemen, this time we ask you to please rise and kindly remove your caps as Bethel College professor Dr. David Schmitz will lead us in this afternoon's opening prayer.
Join with me in prayer, please. We thank you, Lord, for this country that you've given to us, a place where we have freedoms to worship, to enjoy events like this. We're grateful for the Crossroads League that has given us an opportunity to compete in a conference. We're grateful for the two teams that are competing tonight. We're grateful for the achievements they've had on the court, and particularly in the classroom and off the court. We ask that you bless us, keep every player safe, help the officials to do their job, and to help us enjoy the game. We thank you, Lord, for these things. Amen.
Thank you. Fans, please remain standing as we honor America and those who serve and protect our great country with the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner. Today's national anthem will be performed by Bethel College freshman Haley Atkins.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Great job singing the national anthem by Haley Atkins, a freshman
Once
here
again.
at Bethel College. Well, she belted that one out.
Once again,
Coach.
good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Gates Gymnasium here on the campus of Bethel College. This is the Y Camp Center. Thank you for attending today's men's basketball Crossroads League matchup between the Cougars of Mount Vernon Nazarene University and your Bethel College Pilots. Fans, today's official game sponsor is Martin's Supermarkets, who also bring us today's starting lineups. Martin's Supermarkets. Count on Martin's for service and savings. First for the visitors from Mount Vernon. Starting at center, a 6'8 freshman from Madison, Virginia, wearing number 0, Patrick Lucas. At one guard, a 6'3 junior from Euclid, Ohio, is number 1, Martell Medley. At guard, a 6'3 freshman from Dublin, Ohio, wearing number 21, Josh Ashwell. At forward, a 6'7 sophomore from Plain City, Ohio, number 24, Eric Roby. And at forward, a 6'6 junior from Westerville, Ohio, number 42, Brian Reddick. Head coach of the Cougars is Matt Moore.
Now they'll go over to the Bethel video on the big screen. The videos are supposed to be 1 minute according to the Crossroads League. But if you go down to Indiana, Wesleyan University, it's about 120.
I know we've had some complaining about that over the years, that our video is too long, and I think there's bigger things for people to worry about than how long the pregame video is.
No question about it.
These guys get 4 years of college basketball. Let them enjoy it.
We're glad that you can join us, Pilots, in search of a very, very important game here at home. You need to stay in the race. You don't want to put yourself in a position where you have to win the conference tournament to get a bid to go to Branson.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, BC fans of all ages, YCAP Rockers, let me hear you. Now's the time to make some noise. Here now is the starting lineup for your Bethel College Pilots. At one guard, a 5'10" sophomore from Peru, Indiana, number 5, Travis Smith. And another guard for here, Pilot 6'4" junior from Green Fork, Indiana, number 20, Matt Schultz. At guard, he's 6'1" and is junior from Connersville, Indiana, number 22, Zach Miller. At guard for your Pilot, 6'4", senior from Mishawaka, Indiana, number 34, Ryan Benner. And the man in the middle for your Pilot, 6'6", senior from Fort Wayne, Indiana, number 41, Patrick Edding. Bethel coaches are Tony Natale, Ryan Lightfoot, head coach of your Pilots in his 27th season. A 1978 Bethel graduate is Mike Lightfoot.
Pilots' all-time record is a ranked team 439 and 89.
Mr. Kevin Smith, Mr. Jacob Linder, and Mr. Jason Enrique. Fans reach three-point basket today.
Mount Vernon Nazarene will be moving from right to left on your screen. Pilots from left to right. Pilots decked out in the gray jerseys and shorts with the white numbers trimmed in blue. Mount Vernon decked out with the black shorts and jerseys. Hunter green numbers trimmed in white. White green trim along the side of the black shorts. Ready to get underway. Patrick Edding and Martell Medley do jump it up. Bethel wins the opening tip, and Matt shouts to move from left to right on your screen. Over to Zach Miller. Screen right here to Ryan Benner. Benner looking for some help. Jump pass out here to Travis Smith. Back to Benner at the top. Ryan Benner on the far wing. Rifles it over here to the right side now to Travis Smith. Comes across the lane to Miller. Back to Matt Schaus. Now on the right baseline here is Patrick Edding. He'll settle for the 16-foot shot. No good. And Martell Medley the rebound. That's a shot that Pat has to knock down.
Yeah, it's not a good start for the Pilots. You want to get something going to the basket, not Pat settling for a hesitation jumper.
Here's Martell Medley, the 6'3" junior from Euclid, Ohio. Going to the right side now to Josh Ashwell. Back over here to the top of the ring now. They'll go to Reddick, and he throws it away. Good job defensively by the Pilots.
Turnover number 1 on Mount Vernon. Yeah, Travis Smith all over Medley there, and just a poor pass. I like the response by Reddick, though, saying that's my bad, that's my fault. Tell him, keeping his teammates positive.
Pilots have not lost to the Mount Vernon Nazarene Cougars since they joined the Crossroads League. Here's Zach Miller. Over here to Travis Smith on the far wing. Travis dribbles to the point where he hands it off now to Benner. Cross-courts it now to Matt Schaus. I think Matt Schaus needs to get involved in the game offensively right from the get-go. Here's Matt with a drive down the lane. Stops, reverses it back out to Miller. Zach hedges off a screen at the top. Now it goes to Travis on the far wing. Travis Smith finds Matt Schaus at the top. Matt hesitates with his loss. Here's Matt driving, shooting from the left block and scoring. I think it's vitally important for Matt to have a great game.
And I like the way he got to the basket. Pump fake, kept his composure instead of trying to draw contact. Finished strong.
Mount Vernon in a half-court set now. Martell Medley goes over to the right side now to Ashwell, and the ball's deflected around and saved out here at the midcourt area. Now top of the ring now, Brian Reddick. Left side now to Eric Roby. Roby looking for some help. Popping out high now is Ashwell. Pass inside the low post, knocked away by the Pilots, but it's retained by Medley. Medley on the drive. He traveled, no call. Rebound picked up and laid up and in nicely that time by Eric Roby. 2-2 ball game.
Offensive rebounds.
Here's Matt Schaus with a drive from the left side. He's hammered inside. He'll go to the line. An important play by Matt Schaus to once again aggressively take it to the basket. This team, when Matt Schaus is scoring first, is a completely different team.
Yeah, he does a good job of finding his teammates, but they need some scoring from him because teams are getting out and taking Zach Miller's opportunities away.
Matt's free throw is on the way good. He scored all 3 of Bethel's points. It's now 3-2 in favor of the Pilots here at the 18:02 mark. And one more for the junior. It is on the way and good again. Now it's Matt Schaus 4, Mount Vernon 2.
Good start to the game for Matt.
Yes, indeed. Martell Medley over to the right side now to Ashwell. Now on the far wing now to Brian Reddick. That comes back out to the top now to Roby. Back on the near wing now to Ashwell. Ashwell on the dribble. Comes back out to the top now to Reddick. He'll load up the triple and knock it down. Cougars in front for the first time tonight, 5-4. 17:40 to go first half.
Reddick hitting his 12th three-pointer on the year.
Here's Zach Miller, top of the circle 3 on the way. Off the iron, no good. Karams into the corner. And it goes off of Pat Edding out of bounds. And it'll be Mount Vernon basketball. And I believe Ashwell turned an ankle over there. He is laboring
That could be a big play, as we talked in the pregame. They're just not very deep on Mount Vernon side.
And here are the Cougars to inbound the basketball. Brian Reddick hands it off now to Martell Medley, and Medley is over the timeline now here into the forecourt, guarded by Travis Smith. The pest digging in on the defensive side. Goes to the high post now to Reddick. Reddick goes over here to the top now, here to Roby. Now inside to the low post now. The big man, Martell Medley, has a shot blocked away by Pat Edding. And check that, was Patrick Lucer's inside. Now here's Travis in the far corner, comes across the lane, driving, spins, shoots from the left block. He was hammered and no call.
I'm not sure what the officials are looking at there, because Travis did a great job of jump stop and spin. And this is where, because officials don't like Travis Smith, they blow calls, and that's frustrating.
Here's Matt Schaus to inbound the basketball, goes inside to Benner. Benner up and under, he was fouled, no call, and then Brian Reddick comes away with the ball. Martell Medley, welcome to the Crossroads League. Here's passing here to Lieberman, who just checked into the ballgame. Now here's a pass to the low post, and then they call that.
That's ridiculous. And Coach Lightfoot getting his money's worth, and he needs to, because that's ridiculous.
To inbound the basketball underneath the own goal will be Mark Lieberman, the 6'1 sophomore. 5-4 Mount Vernon. There's a pass out here on the perimeter now. Martell Medley tracks it away from Travis. He loads up the 19-footer straight on and knocks it down. 7-4 in favor of the Cougars. 16:42 to go here in the first half. Schaus over the timeline now, round the back dribble on the right wing. At the top now, Matt goes to the left side now to Travis Smith. Travis back to Benner. Benner on the far wing, turns and squares. Ryan fakes, loads up the 19-footer and knocks it down. 7-6, Ryan Benner knocking it down. 16:21 to go here in the half.
Such a smooth, smart player, not forcing the issue, just taking what the defense gives him.
Mark Lieberman with the ball one-on-one against Miller, hands it off here on the near side now to Eric Roby. Our side wing now, they'll counter over there with Lieberman. Pass inside to the low post. Here's Schaus doing his yeoman's work. He scores inside, does Eric Roby over Schaus. And now it's a 9-6 game, 16:03 to go. And not very many times where Matt Schaus gets caught getting posted up.
No, that's a good, strong move by Roby, but same contact Travis Smith had at the other end. He's getting a three-point play opportunity. It's Matt's first, team's second foul.
Eric Roby at the line. The right-hander's free throw is good. 10-6 in favor of the Cougars here at the 16:01 mark. There's Travis Smith on the far wing now. Still on the dribble, comes back out here to the elbow to Benner. Ryan Benner goes back to Travis on the far wing now. And Travis airmails it into the Mount Vernon bench.
That's a terrible pass by Travis Smith. That's first turnover on the team. Media timeout.
Timeout on the floor. 10-6 in favor of the Cougars. We want to thank our friends at the Gates Automotive Group for all they do.
Did you know that the Gates Automotive Group is the #1 seller of pre-owned vehicles in Michiana? Gates sells more, which means Gates can give you more for your trade-in. Stop by any of our locations at Gates Downtown, Gates Chevy World Mishawaka, Gates Toyota Scion South Bend, Gates Ireland Road, and Gates of Granger. The Gates Automotive Group has been serving Michiana for over 85 years.
And once again, we thank you for joining us here today. Our coverage all season long being presented in part by Gates Automotive Group, Teachers Credit Union, Beef O'Brady's, Cardinal Bus, Hacienda Mexican Restaurants, and our friends at the United States Marine Corps. Once again, 15:49 to go with a media timeout.
Early on, Eric Roby leading the way for Mount Vernon with 5 points. Matt Schaus leading the way for the Pilots with 4 points. That last possession there, Travis Smith just forcing the pass to Matt, and it wasn't there. Threw it to a guy sitting on the bench there for Mount Vernon who had good hands. But one turnover for each team.
Benner, along with Travis Smith, Pat Edding, Matt Schaus, and also on the floor will be Patrick Edding. I think I got it right. We got Smith, Miller, Schaus, Benner, and Edding. And now into the ball game. This guy can jump out of the gym. Caleb Williams, the 6'9", 230-pound senior from New Bremen High School in Ohio.
And he's the young man that, we're just finding out here. This basket's not all the way down on this end of the floor. Maybe that's why the Lady Pilots didn't shoot so well this in the first game. But if you look at that support, it's supposed to be a perfect straight line there. We got a little bend. Caleb Williams was a young man that caught that pass from Travis Smith, so now he gets rewarded coming in the game.
We're going to take a quick timeout, and we're going to sort that out. Once again, 10-6 our score here. We'll be back right after this brief timeout on Regional Radio Sports.
They were outnumbered, out-equipped. They had no chance of winning, but they had one huge advantage: General George Washington.
The fate of unborn millions will now depend, under God, on the courage and conduct of this army. We have to resolve to conquer or die.
Just as the leadership of one man helped form a nation, today leadership can transform the world. Pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
Also on the floor now for the Cougars coming out of the timeout will be Lieberman Roby. In addition to that, Brian Reddick is on the floor, along with Caleb Williams, and to inbound the basketball to the right of the lane, or to the right sideline, will be Martell Medley.
You don't see that very often in a college basketball game where you have to pause 5 minutes in to get the basket all the way down.
With the basketball, here's Mark Lieberman from Mount Vernon. Over the timeline, hands it off now to Brian Reddick, the Tree of Life High School product in Westerville, Ohio. Back out to the top now to Roby. Roby on the near side and went right through the hands that time of Martell Medley. Travis Smith created the turnover with the in the shorts defense.
I'd say Caleb Williams created the turnover by throwing it at Medley's feet, though. But Travis was out there in the passing lane, so we'll give Travis partial credit.
I give him partial credit.
All right.
Got to give him some love here early on. Here's Matt Schaus, right side now to Zach Miller. Back here to Ryan Benner. Benner will load up the triple, and it goes in and out, no good. Pat Edding the rebound. Pat strong, and he's hammered and no call, but it's slapped over here to Schaus. Back to Travis Smith. Coach, was that a clean block, or am I just missing something?
You know, I did hear ball, but I think he got him on the arm, but he got the ball with his hand.
Ryan Benner backing in, fading, inside, shot on the way, off the iron, no good, and the rebound ripped out of there by Brian Reddick. And Reddick, there's a Martell Medley losing his footing out there. I was going to say he lost an edge, but that wasn't the case at all.
That's tonight in the hockey game.
Yeah, Lieberman with the ball on the right wing now. Goes on the right side, now following extended right to Reddick. Out here top to the big man, Caleb Williams. Williams back to the right side now to Medley. Medley thinks about some play, backing in, backdoor pass here to the big man, and Caleb Williams scores. 12-6 in favor of the Cougars. 14:37 to go. Here's Matt Schaus with the drive down the lane, and he is absolutely drilled.
That's a great play by Caleb Williams on the opposite end. A good find by Medley to find the active Williams for the layup, and then Matt Schaus drawing contact with Williams. 2 shots on the trip there.
Matt with 4 points of the Pilots' 6. Ryan Benner has the other basket. A slow start for the Pilots.
Do you get sent to the penalty box for tripping in hockey, Paul?
Yes, you can. And here's Schaus with the free throw. 12-7 ball game. And Matt with 5.
Trying to learn that other sport while I hang out with you. So
a big win by the U.S. hockey team today, and a shootout against Mother Russia.
Here comes the key to the game there, Michael Mislin checking in. We know when Miz plays well, the Pilots seem to do well, and when Miz is struggling, they seem to struggle. So we'll see how he comes off the bench
and
tonight.
Landy Booker coming off a 15-point performance. Matt was 1 of 2 at the charity stripe here at the 14:32 mark. 5-point Cougar lead. They have the ball. As Xavier Holland, a 5'11 sophomore, has the ball here. Holland extended lip dribbles all the way to the right wing, guarded by Booker. He stops, comes back out to the top now to Lieberman. Lieberman left corner now. 3-point shot on the way, rattles around and in. A time for Eric Roby. His 42nd 3-point basket of the season now. It's 15-7 in favor of the Cougars.
Good contest by Michael Mislin, just a great shot by Roby.
Here is Ryan Benner. Had a shot blocked away from behind by Julian Henderson. And here come the Cougars on the right side now. Eric Roby, top of the circle now here to Caleb Williams. Williams, guarded by Mislin, goes left side now to Lieberman. Lieberman back out to the top now to Eric Roby. Back to the right side now here to Holland. 18 on the shot clock. Here is Williams, shot blocked away by Pat Edding. And the ball goes deflecting off the Cougars.
Miz with the block shot, and then Williams tipped it out of bounds. Pat Edding's over on the bench. That'll have been a tough one.
Yeah, that's right. My apologies.
It's all good.
So, Miz, I'll get that right before tonight's over.
We know you like that. It's all right.
So here's Booker going right side now to Zach Miller. Face guarded out here, free throw line, and Benner inside of the low post to Miz. Miz up and under with a right-hand shot blocked by Williams. Miz back out here to Zach. Zach Miller hedging off the screen. Goes left side to Booker. Landon on the crossover. Drives, and he is fouled on the dribble drive.
Booker using his quickness, and that's good defense. Just got their feet tangled up. That's a tough foul right there for Eric Roby, but it's the correct call. His first, team's third.
Mark Lieberman coming out of the ballgame, and along with Eric Roby, and a pair of Cougars return in Reddick and Asheville. Here is Ryan Benner with a shot inside scoring. 15-9. Ryan Benner, his 4th point of the afternoon. 13:09 to go. First half, Pilots a 6-point trailer here in the early going.
Full court man-to-man press here by the Pilots.
Xavier Howland over the timeline now, guarded by Landon Booker. In between the rings, he backs it out. Now he engages left elbow, now to Reddick. Back on the far wing, they'll bounce it back out here to the top now to Reddick. Back to the right side now to Josh Ashwell. Ashwell on the dribble, goes into the right corner now to the big man Williams. Loads up the triple, no good. Michael Mislin the rebound. I got it right that time, Coach.
There you go.
Here's Matt Schaus, looking, goes out here to Benner at the top. He fakes the pass. Now comes back here to Matt on the right wing now. Matt asking for a screen. And now he'll get a screen from Michael Mislin. Here's Matt stopping, looking, goes left side now to Booker. Booker foul line extended left. We'll come back out here to Matt Schaus in the far corner. Matt on the drive baseline. Shot, scores, and a foul call. 12:19 to go here in the first half. Matt Schaus making his presence known immediately. It's now 15-11.
Xavier Howland with his first foul, team's fourth. Matt just looking to get to the basket. He was calling for the screen roll on this side with Mislin. He didn't like what he had. They let it reset. Benner was able to seal Henderson, which gave up the baseline drive from Matt. Good finish and one opportunity.
And Matt with this opportunity here to get his club within a triple, and he does so with the old-fashioned three-point play. 15-12, and Matt Schaus has had a great start.
8 points for Matt here early on.
8 of the Pilots' 12 here. First 8 minutes of the contest. And with a basketball, Mount Vernon over the timeline now as they try to corral it and get over here to the left side now to Reddick. Reddick back over to Julian Henderson, and now he gives it to Holland, and he'll engage the Cougar 1-4 high offense as Caleb Ochen's in the contest now for the Pilots. There's a pass here to Holland inside of the low post. Got a mismatch out there now. There's a three-point shot at the top of the ring. It's a brick, and Caleb Ochen with a good box out.
Great box out by Caleb. Attack the basket.
Here's Matt Schaus with the drive and a scoring in. 15-14. Matt Schaus with 10 of the Pilots' 14 points coming out of the gate. And Matt Moore and the Cougars not happy. They're going to take a timeout here at the 11:46 mark. Coach?
Yeah, it starts with Caleb Ochen. He had the mismatch against the big Patrick Lewis down there on the low post, 6'8 Lewis, but Caleb boxed him out. Fundamentals, got the rebound, outlet to Matt, just beating the other team down the floor, and I love to see Matt playing this aggressive and not settling for jump shots, getting to the basket.
Yeah, I said this against Huntington. I mean, he's probably the only Pilot who really didn't play great. He just missed some shots because he, as you alluded to, he's settled. And when he's attack mode, it's a whole other team. Because now what they're going to have to do, they're going to have to keep everybody honest, and that's going to open up jump shot for Ochem and Miller and everybody else in the rotation.
And I feel bad for Matt because there's times that Matt will have 16 points, 7 assists, and we talk about that he didn't have a very good game, but he just set the bar that high for him.
Here's a long pass out here, caught by Ashwell. He goes into the deep right corner. Now the Cougars will settle into the half-court offense. Josh Ashwell going over to the right side. Now here to Reddick, swings it over here in the near wing. On the hard dribble now is Martell Medley, guarded by Booker. And here's the turnover on the Cougars, but it was created by man-to-man, in-your-face defense by number 15, the John Adams product.
Yeah, ball pressure by Booker, and it starts there. If a guard can't see the floor and see his teammates, it's much harder to execute a play, and so good ball pressure.
If the Adams Eagles would have played that hard in the second and third quarter last night, they would have never got beat by Mishawaka Mary. Here's Caleb Ochen on the right side, loading up the 19-footer and knocking it down. Pilots lead now, 16-15 as Caleb Ochen is able to knock it down at the 11-10 mark.
That's our man, instant offense coming off the bench.
With the basketball here, right wing now, Josh Ashwell shovels it inside. Jump shot from 6, no good on the offering by Patrick Lucas. And somehow Brian Reddick tracks it down. His baseline shot from 9, no good. Rebound, Mislin hustles inside. Here's a shot put up and in on the tip end. That time by Patrick Lucas, excuse me.
Yeah, it's too bad you got Miz working hard and the other 4 Pilots standing around watching. Somebody's got to get in there and help Miz out on that one.
1 point Cougar lead now. Matt Schaus on the dribble to the right. Goes left side now to Booker. Booker edging off a screen here from Mislin. Book on the dribble, comes back out to Benner. Ryan will load up the triple. Off the iron, no good. A rebound cracked down by Martell Medley of Mount Vernon. Up the right sideline they go. Ashwell's drive cut off by Ochen, and they'll reset the offense out here on the perimeter now. Mount Vernon by 1 at the 10-17 mark, first half of play. Right side now, Brian Reddick drives, kick out into the corner. Wide open triple by Ashwell. Circles around the cylinder and falls in. Boy, he tore off some paint that time, 20-16.
Yeah, that went in and out, and then finally dropped in for the bucket.
There's Landon Booker here at the top of the ring, hedging off a screen from Ryan Benner. And goes left side now here to Matt Schaus. Matt goes to Miz. Miz at the top now. Engages over here into the low post to Benner. Ryan Benner backing in. driving, shooting. He is partially blocked. Ryan's asking for a foul. No call there. Here's Martell Medley back the other way on the right wing. Comes back out to the top now to Henderson. Henderson back out to Medley, and he re-engages the offense now.
The officials have shown early on they're not going to give Bennett the benefit of that call, so he's going to have to go up strong or just square up and knock down the jump shot.
Here's Henderson on the right wing. Wrap around to the low post now on Booker, as he got a little bit of a mismatch there. There's a jump pass here to the far corner. Ashwell back out to the top. Here now to Henderson. Back here with 7 on the shot clock. They go to the right side. 3-point shot on the far wing. Off the iron, no good on the offering by Brian Reddick. And here come the Pilots. A 4-point trailer. Here's Landon Booker on the far wing. We'll load up the triple and knock it down. Landon Booker. A 3-point bomb. His 18th of the season. A big one there at the 8:56 mark.
Took Booker 5 seasons to find a jump shot from 20 feet out here at Bethel, but it's really come in big the last few weeks.
Here's Martell Medley. Dribbles over to the right wing now, guarded by Booker. Comes back out to Ashwell at the top of the ring now. Ashwell looks back right side now to Medley. Back at Medley inside to the low post now to Reddick. Reddick one-on-one against Benner. And Landon with a great double down, nearly created a turnover. Here's a 3-point bomb by Henderson. It carries into the corner. And Mislin's man tracked down the rebound.
Yeah, missed box out by Miz, and that's going to send him to the bench next dead ball probably.
Out here to the top now, Martell Medley. Back here to the left elbow now here to Ashwell. Stolen by Ochin. Here, and here's a foul called on Ashwell. And Coach?
It's a frustration foul right there.
Well, it is, but it's also an intentional foul.
Yeah. No.
You're not going to get what we consider
right, but it was. He threw the ball away, and he was frustrated, and so he just tackled the guy. Took it out on Ochin.
A small lineup on the floor for Bethel now, because you've got Caleb Ochin along with Landon Booker and Zach Miller. So Brandon Gerber's on the floor as well.
Crossroad League scores: Grace, the early leader over Huntington, 27-22, and Goshen beating Taylor 20-14.
Here's a 3-point shot by Zach Miller, and the ball knocked out of bounds on the deflection. Zach came around a screen from Gerber and just missed that look.
IWU with a 29-15 lead over Spring Arbor right now.
That'll be ugly. I think that one will be real ugly. Here's Martell Medley. Over the timeline right side, now to Reddick. Tap pass over here to the near side, now to Roby. He loads up the triple, no good. Rebound, bad heading, thanks to Caleb Ochin. Ochin pushing the ball up. The freshman from Indianapolis drives, shovels it over here to Miller. Zach, back to Booker. Book, wide open triple, good again. Landon Booker, back-to-back 3-point bombs, and catapulted the Pilots to a 22-20 lead.
You know, so many guys, you ask them, would you do anything different? Booker probably would say he wished he didn't spend so much time attacking the basket his first 4 seasons, because it's much easier on the knees to stand out there and drop 3-pointers.
Absolutely. He had 15 the other night against Huntington, really coming into his zone. Booker now with a pair of triples has got 19 on the season. Here's a 3-point shot by Medley at the top, clangs into the hands of Caleb Ochin. Ochin pushing the ball up. Pilots by 2 and the rock. Here's Booker, 3-point shot, far side, off the rim. Pat Edding the rebound, back to Zach Miller. Miller loads up the triple, and it's nothing but the bottom of the net. Pilots back, 3-point bombs, lead by 5, 25-20, 7:04 to go first half.
Offensive rebound, second chance opportunities. Saw a Facebook post, had Zach Miller on there. He says, I don't break hearts on Valentine's Day, I break 3-point records, and that's what he's doing.
Having a great season. Zach Miller now with that 3-point bomb, number 105 on the campaign. Once again, our coverage today being presented in part by our friends at the Gates Automotive Group. Special things. They got some specials going on, Coach, including that $39.99 special.
Yeah, $39.95 for the 3 great services, 1 great price, 5-quart oil change, 4 tire rotation, 27-point inspection. Get some brake pads installed for $99.95, or you can get a front end alignment for $39.95. And the way some of the potholes are in this area, those front end alignments are much in need. 105 3-pointers for Zach this year. Put that in perspective, Jody's team shot 46 today. They hit 10.
Mount Vernon's biggest lead was a +8. That was at 15-7. Pilots are sitting at their biggest mark right now at +5 at the 25 mark, at the 7:04 mark.
18-5 run for the Pilots.
With the basketball right side now, Mark Lieberman handing it off now here. Now into the contest is Jacob Starinsky. Over here on the left side now, Lieberman. Inside of the low post now here to Reddick. Reddick powers inside, blocked away by Pat Edding. But it's tapped out here now to Lieberman. His shot, 3-point shot is no good. It's Karams into the corner on the ricochet to Landon. Landon pushing the ball up. Handing it off to Zach Miller. Miller around a screen, stops, loads up the 19-footer and knocks it down. 27-20 Pilots. Zach back-to-back field goals. He's got 5 unanswered. And at the 6:26 mark, Bethel's got a 7-point lead.
And what do you know, Zach Miller can score inside the arc. How about that, huh?
Here's Martell Medley over the timeline now. But the Pilots' position right now at +7 is all because of the play of number 15.
Yeah, Caleb Ochin and Booker give him good minutes off the bench.
Absolutely. And, of course, Ryan Wastink's getting ready to come into the ball game. Foul line extended left. Now here's Medley. Comes out here to the top now to Lieberman. Lieberman one-on-one against Miller. And on a double down, Brandon Gerber tapped it away to Ochin. Ochin 2-on-2 with Edding. Here's Cale with a drive, and he had it knocked away out of bounds. And it'll be off the Cougars, and it'll be BC basketball.
6'7" Eric Roby down here being defended by Caleb Ochin at 6 foot, and Roby's not touching the ball. Caleb just outworking him down there.
Timeout Media, yours truly at the 5:49 mark. Bethel, a 27-20 leader. We'll be right back after the timeout on Regional Radio Sports.
They came from every corner of the country, from small towns and big cities. But they all shared one thing in common. They belonged to a family called Marines, a tough and determined few dedicated to protecting everything we hold sacred. And still, they come. Celebrate the history of those proud few who have earned the title Marine. They came from every corner of the country, from small towns and big cities. But they all shared one thing in common. They belonged to a family called Marines, a tough and determined few dedicated to protecting everything we hold sacred. And still, they come. Celebrate the history of those proud few who have earned the title Marine.
Back live here at the Gates Gymnasium. Paul Condry along with the coach, Mark Gardner. Glad you can join us. Thanks to Brad Brink doing all the wonderful work up there, running the video production side of things. On the floor for Bethel, it'll be Pat Edding, Matt Schaus, Brandon Gerber, Ryan Wasink, and Zach Miller. An interesting lineup out there, Coach.
Yeah, good to see Matt Schaus back on the floor for the Pilots.
He carried the Pilots in the first 10 minutes of the game.
Going to have
and how about the guys coming off the bench in his replacement, Booker and Ochin both?
Yeah, good minutes for Booker and Ochin. Miz had a missed box up, but otherwise he had a block shot, and I thought did some good stuff. Now you got Gerber, instant energy out there.
And Matt Schaus to inbound the basketball to the left of the lane underneath the zone goal. Goes out here to the high post area to Brandon Gerber, where he hands it off to Miller. Miller, three-point shot, and that's an air ball. As he came around the screen there and just missed that one badly.
I think that was one of those where he was looking for contact, kind of landed awkwardly instead of just catch and shoot. And we've seen him do that from time to time. He's looking to get to the foul line instead of just knocking down the shot.
With a basketball from right to left, Julian Henderson hands it off now to Medley. And Medley one-on-one against Miller as he comes over the timeline now into the forecourt. Right side wing pass now to Reddick. Brian Reddick popping out high now. Here's Caleb Williams. Back to the left side now to Roby. Roby waiting for a cutter. One-on-one against Gerber. Goes inside of the low post now. Here's Brian Reddick. One-on-one, a two-man game to Roby. Looking, cross-court sitting out of the far side, now to Henderson. Here's a steal by Matt Schaus. Matt up the far sideline. Driving, stops, puts on the brakes. Finds the cutter, Ryan Wasink. Ryan, back out here to Matt. Matt stops, looks, reverses it to the high post now here to Pat Edding. Pat spins, shoots from the right block, left it short. A rebound ripped out of there by Mark Lieberman. Or check that was Julian Henderson. And here's a whistle and a turnover on the Cougars.
6 turnovers now on the Cougars, only 1 for the Pilots. Great job by Matt Schaus, previous possession defending Caleb Wilson, ducking in to get that steal. Missed opportunity for the Pilots though on the breakaway.
Matt Schaus will walk it up now. Quiet afternoon for Pat Edding thus far, but the one thing and a positive for Pat, he's not in foul trouble.
That's true.
Here's a pass to the left elbow to Pat. Now here to Zach Miller. Zach on the dribble. Loads up the 19-footer and knocks it down. 29-20. Zach has scored the last 7 Bethel points. And at the 4:37 mark, Bethel's got its biggest lead at 9.
It's a great handoff screen there by Pat Edding, making that shot available for Zach.
Medley goes up high to the left block, now to Caleb Williams. Williams looking for some help, hands it off to Medley. On the come around here, left elbow. Medley goes into the far corner. Now here's a drive baseline and losing the handle on it somehow, some way is Henderson, and he missed it. And Ryan Wasink and company move the other way. Here's Matt Schaus with the drive down the right side, blocked away, and a turnover called on Julian Henderson as he stepped on the end line. But a nice play to reject the shot from Matt Schaus.
Yeah, a lot of contact again. The refs didn't call it, but great block by Henderson, and just two players competing, going after the loose ball there.
Matt Schaus to inbound the basketball to the left of his
shot
left
clock.
of the lane.
Jim Rome's been quick on the shot clock trigger. That's twice now on Caleb Ochen's breakaway, and then this one here that they reset and they shouldn't have.
And it would be him to argue with the guy. Here's Matt Schaus. Down the inbounds now to Pat Edding. Pat on the far block, spins inside the lane, and they're going to call a foul on Caleb Williams on the hand check. Nice move by Pat, taking it strong to the rim.
That's Caleb's second foul, 16th foul. So if I'm the Pilots, I go to that same out-of-bounds play, get the ball to Pat, and attack Caleb again.
As Matt Schaus to inbound. Here's a screen. Now here's Ryan Wassink. Free throw line, running one-hander from the right side. No good. Tipped up, and a foul called on Ryan Wassink over the back.
Yeah. Unlike Pat, who got to the basket, Ryan settled for the fadeaway there over Caleb Williams. It's not what you want. You want to get that basket, that shot attempt going towards the basket.
I think Ryan Wassink is going to blossom into a great player here. I really believe that.
I agree. Real good freshman.
Here's Martell Medley on the right wing now. He's got great range. Here's the pass to Ashwell in the deep left corner now to Roby. Roby back over here to Medley. Medley drives on the right side of the lane, and a foul call on Ryan Wassink on the hand check.
2 fouls in less than a minute for Ryan. The nice thing with that Ryan gives you, though, is he's flexible enough to be able to switch and guard a guard. So you see the Pilots now switching all screens. Caleb Ochen can guard a 6'8 guy. Ryan Wassink can guard a 5'9 guy.
Gerber out of the lineup now, and Ryan Benner back in. Wassink out of the lineup now, and Caleb Ochen back in. So it's Benner, Ochen, Matt Schaus, Pat Edding, and Zach Miller. Ball left block now. Brian Reddick backing in on Benner. Shot fades in and scores. 29-22, and that's the first points for Mount Vernon since the 10:02 mark.
And that's Reddick's first basket since the first 3 points of the game. So 5 points now for him, but it's been a long time since he scored.
Zach Miller wrap around to the low post now to Ryan Benner. Benner backing in. Fadeaway shot blocked away. Got hit on the hand, no call. Here's Eric Roby up the right side. Here's a drive. Inside, ball deflected out here to the top. Here's the three-point shot on the way from the far wing. And that ball goes high. And then here is Zach Miller knocked to the floor.
He just got hit in the head. And Kevin Smith down there, who's been known to miss a call here or there.
Really?
Missed another one.
Coach, say it's not so.
Yeah, we had Kevin a few years ago, and he was more worried about his bloody nose than he was calling the game, and it was really frustrating. I'm sure he's a nice guy, just not a very good official at times.
Here, hands it off now here to Benner and back to Schaus. Schaus going to go, he scores! And he has fouled. He didn't miss that call. 31-22 as Matt taking a strong off the right little handoff. At the 3-minute mark, Bethel balloons the lead to 31-29. And Matt with a chance to complete his second three-point play the old-fashioned way this afternoon.
12 points for Matt, 2 fouls on Pat Lucas.
And free throw good. Bethel has its biggest lead of the first half now at the 3-minute mark at 32-22.
Maybe he heard us talking about him and made that call for us.
Martell Medley, doubt it. They're not going to do anything for us. Martell Medley on the drive baseline, cut up by and then Pat let him get around him. Or was that Benner over there?
No, that was Pat. That's a great hesitation spin move by Medley, similar to what we see Matt Schaus do.
And it's 32-24 is Medley. Here's a shot from the far side, no good by Miller. Rebound tracked down by Eric Roby.
Zach forced that one. Coach isn't happy with that look.
Medley with a drive inside, up and under. Rebound, Miller is hitting the head again. And then once again, another Martell Medley follow is good. It's now 32-26. 4 unanswered here with the 2:21 mark.
Yeah, Medley just outplaying everybody else, and you can't have a bad shot attempt from Zach Miller at a time like that.
Here is Ryan Benner coming across the lane, stops, comes back out to Schaus. Schaus pull up 19-footer off the rim. Rebound ripped out of there by Eric Roby of Mount Vernon. Here come the Cougars. Here's Medley. Here at the free throw line, foul line extending over to the left side now to Reddick, and there's a foul called on the Pilots. Here on that left block.
It's going to be Ryan Benner's first, team's 5th.
1:59 to go in this first half of play. Bethel a 32-26 leader.
Not getting to the basket, settling for 18-foot, 19-foot jumpers these last 2 possessions. So need to get a stop here and then go down and get a good look, run some sort of a set, get something going to the basket.
Here's a pass inside Medley. Double team here, goes back here to the left side now to Roby, and he traveled with a basketball. And if you're thinking about traveling, Hey, call our friends at Cardinal Bus, 800-348-7487, the official travel partner of the Bethel College Pilots.
Great hustle by Matt Schaus to go trap Medley. Caleb Ochin with a good rotation on Roby, forcing that travel. It's 7 turnovers now for Mount Vernon, only 1 for the Pilots.
Schaus goes to the high elbow here to Ryan Benner. Benner with a back and in move. Looks, goes back door here now to Pat Edding. Pat inside, no good. Tipped up by Miller and finally corralled by the Cougars. Another opportunity goes awry for BC. Here's Medley. Wing right side for 3. Off the front of the arc. Caleb Ochin, another right rebound. Up court quickly. Miller on the drive. Missed it, but there's Ryan Benner with a follow. 34-26. Ryan Benner with an important basket there with $1:23 to go in the first half. Zach by 8.
Zach will tell us he threw that off the glass to Ryan. That wasn't a miss.
Here's a near steal by Matt Schaus. Matt anticipating the pass, playing defensive back. Miller comes out of the ballgame now. And Landon Booker back in.
Good reaction by Matt Schaus. Better reaction by Brian Miller, who grabbed your courtside mic there to make sure it didn't fall when Matt came into the scores table.
Brian doing a great job, as always. In the backcourt now, Xavier Howland, a 5'11 sophomore from Palmyra, Virginia. Foul line extended left, now dribbles all the way to the right side where he's guarded out there, Benner. Takes him off the dribble, he travels as he came to a jump stop and drug the pivot foot.
Yes, he did.
Ashwell goes inside of the low post now here to Reddick, back out to Ashwell. He loads up the 3 and knocks it down. 34-29, that's his second triple of the night. 51 seconds to go in the half. Here's Landon Booker with a drive inside the lane. Shot on the way, no good. A rebound up out of there by Roby, and then a foul call that'll be Bethel basketball.
Caleb knocked it out of Roby's hand, and then Roby knocked it out of bounds.
Pilots got a break there with 44.5 seconds to go in the half.
Poor defense by Ochin, giving up that 3-point shot down there on that last possession, though.
Schaus to inbound the ball here. Now here to Pat Edding. Pat looks, comes back out to Ochin. The southpaw for 3. Off the iron, no good. Didn't follow his shot. Here's the ball. Tracked down here by Jacob Starinsky. And then here is a foul call on Caleb Ochin.
That's good hustle by Caleb, and they're not shooting. It's only the 6th team foul, so you can take that one.
34.3 seconds remaining in the first half. The Pilots' biggest lead was 10. The Cougars' biggest lead was 8.
Yeah, on that last possession, Caleb kind of cheating down on the low post and just left the shooter wide open, and Ashwell at the top of the key. And can't do that. You either have to go trap or stay with the shooter.
And they're going to play for the final shot, will the Cougars. So Martell Medley will be picked up here by Caleb Ochin when he receives it after he thought they were going to go to Holland. So it's Holland out here at the top. Holland looking for some help. 19 on the shot clock, one-on-one against Ochin. Goes left side now here. Now back to the right side, Medley. Martell Medley one-on-one against Booker on the far wing with 9. Medley, and it's stripped away, and here's a ball deflected around, and they're going to call it kicking.
No, that's only a kick if you try to kick it. If it just rolls into your foot, that's not a kick. There was no intent whatsoever.
5.2 seconds to go. Cougars to inbound the basketball on the far sideline in front of the Wycamp Wackos. Out here at the top now, Medley. It'll give and go into the corner, running one-hander, and the half is over. On the lob pass, Reddick couldn't knock down the alley-oop. The Bethel will go to the locker room with a 5-point lead, 34-29. We'll be back with more Bethel College men's basketball right after this short timeout on Regional Radio Sports.
Hi again, it's me, Sarah. I just got a text from TCU that means my first paycheck got deposited. I can't wait to treat myself. Of course, Mom and Dad want me to save, and thanks to TCU Everyday Savings, I can. Every time I use my TCU Debit MasterCard, TCU rounds my purchase up to the next dollar and moves the change to my savings. So I can spend a little and still save. Visit TCUnet.com to start owning your financial future. Teachers Credit Union deposits are federally insured by the NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
They came from every corner of the country, from small towns and big cities. But they all shared one thing in common. They belonged to a family called Marines. A tough and determined few dedicated to protecting everything we hold sacred. And still, they come. Celebrate the history of those proud few who have earned the title Marine.
Summer is fast approaching, and so are sports camps at Bethel College. If your child or family member is looking to bring their game to a whole new level, then Bethel sports camps are the perfect choice. Camps are for boys and girls ages 5 to 18 and include girls basketball, boys basketball, father-son overnight basketball, cheerleading, girls softball, boys baseball, track and field, and several different soccer camps for boys and girls. There will also be tennis for both boys and girls volleyball, various overnight camps, and so much more. Our camp instructors are some of the most recognized coaches here at Bethel and bring many years of wisdom and expertise from their respective sports. Your child will be taught both the basics and advanced skills of their chosen activity in a fun, relaxed atmosphere. For registration and more information such as dates, times, and pricing on all of Bethel sports camps, visit us online at bethelcollegepilots.com/camps. Spirited competition, life-changing connections. Bethel College Athletics. We are the ground for spirited connections.
Welcome back here once again on Regional Radio Sports. Paul Condry along with the coach. I want to say hi to our buddy Andy Baker listening back at home in Fort Wayne with his lovely little one. Enjoying that. Bake, I tell you what, I think you'd be in a position here where you'd be happy about some things, but not very happy about some things, including the fact that Mount Vernon had 7 offensive rebounds. That's not a good situation. But the Pilots have created 9 turnovers on the Cougars. And the one thing about it is the Pilots, for a change, have done a good job at the line, 5 of 6, but the Pilots struggling from beyond the arc, only 3 of 11. And that's not going to cut it for a team that's shooting 43% at the line. Let's go on over to Coach Gardner with our first half stats. Coach?
From Mount Vernon Nazarene, as a team shooting 12 for 31 from the field, 39%, 4 for 12 from behind the arc for 33%. They did hit their lone free throw attempt. Individual stats, Patrick Lucas 1 for 3 from the field, 2 points, 2 rebounds, 2 fouls. Martell Medley 3 for 7 from the field, 6 points, 3 rebounds, 2 turnovers and an assist. Josh Ashwell hit both of his 3-point attempts, finished with 6 points, 1 assist, 1 foul. Eric Roby 3 for 5 from the field, 1 for 2 behind the arc, hit the only free throw. 5 rebounds, including 1 on the offensive end, 8 points. Brian Reddick 2 for 5 from the field, 1 for 2 from behind the arc. He had 3 rebounds, 5 points, 2 assists. Jacob Strolinski had 1 offensive rebound, 2 total rebounds. Caleb Williams 1 for 3 from the field. He missed a 3-pointer. He had 1 rebound, 2 points, 2 turnovers, and 2 fouls. Xavier Holland was 0 for 1 from the field, had a foul. Mark Lieberman 0 for 1 from the field, had an assist and a turnover. Julian Henderson missed all 4 of his shots, including 2 from behind the arc, but he did have 5 rebounds. As a team, 24 rebounds, as you alluded to, Paul, 7 offensive rebounds, 5 assists, 9 turnovers, 4 blocked shots. For Bethel College, as a team, shooting 13 for 36, 36% from the field, 3 for 11, 27% behind the arc, 5 for 6 for 83% from the line. Travis Smith was 0 for 1 from the field, had a turnover in 5 minutes. Matt Schaus, 4 for 6 from the field, 5 for 6 from the foul line, 13 points, 2 assists, 1 steal, no turnovers for the point guard for the Pilots. Zach Miller, 3 for 8 from the field, 1 for 5 from behind the arc, though. 1 rebound, 7 points, and an assist. Ryan Benner, 3 for 10 from the field, missed both of his 3-pointers, 2 rebounds, 6 points. Pat Edding, 0 for 3 from the field, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 blocked shots, and only 1 foul. Caleb Ochin, 1 for 2 from the field, 3 rebounds, 2 points in 10 minutes of play. Landon Booker, 2 for 4 from the field, 2 for 3 behind the arc, 6 points in 10 minutes. Brandon Gerber had a rebound and a steal in 4 minutes. Michael Mislin had 2 rebounds in 6 minutes. And Ryan Wasink had a rebound and 2 fouls in 2 minutes. Team totals 18 rebounds, 7 on the offensive end, 5 assists, only 1 turnover for your Pilots in the first half.
And the Paulson Award on the female side is going to be going to Morgan Fox. Morgan has always been the rock of our team, according to Coach Kevin Ulmer. She is an emotional constant. She is composed, well-mannered, respectful, disciplined, and extremely coachable. She doesn't ask for attention. She just leads by example. So congratulations go out to Morgan Fox on winning the Paulson Award. Once again, the Ron Paulson Award given here every year. Dr. Dennis Simbrick, the honorary guest, is presenting the awards to these 2 individuals. So Morgan getting the award here along with Coach Kevin Ulmer, and then we'll have the Male Student Athlete Award here momentarily. And congratulations to Morgan on a job well done, being the rock of the volleyball team. And now over here, with the men's award is going to be named to James Agler. James Agler receives the recognition with his mom, Pam. According to Coach Tony Natale, the men's track coach, is one of the highest character men I've ever had the pleasure to coach. Track team during his time at Bethel College. He's a terrific leader and exemplifies everything we want in our track program. Hard work, enjoys the journey, and most importantly, glorifies Christ in all that he does. James is a great example of what Bethel College athletics should encompass. Congratulations goes out to James Agler on winning the Paulson Award here today from the Gates Gymnasium. We're going to spend some time now and revisit with Dennis Enbrick here, so we encourage you to stick around for this. Once again, our score at the half, 34-29. Let's go on out here to center court, and we'll get some thoughts from Dennis Enbrick. But Coach, here in this first half, certainly the impressions that you walk away from this is that the Pilots could have packed it in when they were down 8 and battled through that bad situation and were able to put themselves in a favorable position up 5 at the half.
We've seen them do that on several occasions, Paul, that they're able to withstand the storm, and they're in a good position here up 5, and you just regroup and hope they come back and start the second half off a little better. All
right, we're with Dennis Enbrick here at halftime. Dennis, first of all, you've seen this athletic department mature and grow over the years, and the blessings of these young kids who win the Paulson Award. Just share your thoughts about what these kids, it's just not about the men's basketball program, which right. Obviously is the signature program. It's been the most successful, but a lot of other kids have gotten a lot of success, and this is a perfect example of a couple great kids.
Well, this has a lot of personal meaning to me because Ron Paulson was a friend of mine before I came to Bethel. We both were from Nebraska. He was invited to walk on with the Nebraska Cornhusker football team and decided to come to Bethel. And his death at the age of 22 was a personal loss. But I've watched this award grow into a very coveted award, and it's grown as the athletic department has grown.
As you've seen this athletic department grow and you've seen this Crossroad League kind of mature, you were a part of this. You brought Mike Leifman into this program.
Right.
And so you know this, and you've seen this way this entire league has matured and grown as one of the top conferences in America, especially on the men's and women's basketball stand. Are you surprised at where it's coming and where it's at?
It's really impressive. I mean, top to bottom, on any given day, anybody can beat anybody, and it's tough. I mean, we're looking at a Mount Vernon team that didn't have the greatest year. Well, you sure couldn't tell in the first half. They're just playing really well, and that's the way it is in the Crossroads League. It's been an extremely powerful and strong league. Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised. I expected it to grow, but not this strong, and it is strong and looked upon nationally strong.
Well, you've worn a lot of hats here at Bethel College. You've in a lot of different roles, from being in the top spot to being involved with student athletes. If people were to come back and say, Dennis Enbrick has meant this to me at Bethel College, we're going to hear a lot of different people say a lot of different things.
Yeah, we're not going to want to hear all those things either. But I've been here for 28 years in student development, senior vice president, now back in the classroom, and I'm loving every minute of it because I get to spend time with the kids, and that's what's most important to me, is to be with students. I love our students. We got some great students here.
Well, the final question here as we wrap it up. The Pilots up 34-29. What do they got to do to get this win here today?
Tell you what, we just keep hitting. That's all. If we're hot the second half, they're not going to be able to stay with us, and we got to play tough defense. We've got to play some real tough defense.
That's all you need to know right there from the doc. Thanks. Appreciate all you do.
All right.
Dennis Enbrick joining us here at halftime.
God bless you.
All right, we'll be back with more right after this brief timeout. We're going to thank our friends at the Gates Automotive Group for all they do.
Gates Automotive Group has been serving Michiana for over 85 years. The Gates promise of fairness, honesty, and integrity can be seen each day at Gates Downtown, Gates Chevy World Mishawaka, Gates Toyota Scion South Bend, Gates Ireland Road, and Gates of Granger. For 85 years, Gates dealerships have been providing great growth opportunities for all of its employees. If you're interested in becoming one of our team members, stop by a family-owned and operated business. For more information on the Gates Automotive Group, check out the website at www.gatesautomotive.com.
Early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise.
And oh, was Benjamin Franklin wise. So you actually think electricity can pass through metal? Ha! Ben Franklin, go fly a kite.
Excellent idea. Where are my keys?
Besides the bifocals, Ben invented the Franklin stove, the odometer, and the lightning rod. Ingenuity, pass it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
Hi again, it's me, Sarah. I just got a text from TCU that means my first paycheck got deposited. I can't wait to treat myself. Of course, Mom and Dad want me to save, and thanks to TCU Everyday Savings, I can't. Every time I use my TCU Debit MasterCard, TCU rounds my purchase up to the next dollar and moves the change to my savings. So I can spend a little and still save. Visit TCUnet.com to start owning your financial future. Teachers Credit Union deposits are federally insured by the NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
We appreciate you joining us here on Regional Radio Sports. I'm Paul Connery along with the coach. The Bethel College Lady Pilots were winners today, 61-55. They were able to survive a game where to be quite honest with you, Coach, and I thought they were going to give Mount Vernon a really, really early Christmas present.
They tried real hard to lose, yeah.
I mean, it was one of those games where at one point in time Bethel had a 9-point lead with about 3.5 minutes to go. And then 8 of the next 11 possessions, the Lady Pilots turned it over. But they were able to regroup, and Rachel Jennings hit a big 3-point shot in the waning moments as the Lady Pilots were able to come away with a very, very important win here today. Once again, Mount Vernon Nazarene here in town, 6-20 on the season overall, 3-12 in the Crossroads League. But as Dennis Enbrick mentioned, you can never tell it by the way they're playing here today. The kids are scrappy, ornery, and really, really playing with a lot of passion and energy.
And we talked about that in the pregame. We fully expected that, and they've not let us down. Some other Crossroads League scores. We talked about how close the Crossroads League is. Huntington 39, Grace 37, Goshen 35, Taylor 34, Iwu 43, Spring Arbor 29. Those are all second-half scores.
Once again, we're glad that you can join us. We're going to take a quick timeout, come back, and the teams are back out on the court. We're just moments away from starting the second 20 on Regional Radio Sports.
Some people would call him a loser. He ran for state office. He was beaten. He started a business. He failed. He ran for Congress. He lost. He was nominated for vice president. He lost again. But he knew only those who never tried are the real losers. And Abraham Lincoln was no loser. Persistence. Pass it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
This is boot camp. This is the real thing now. You've never done anything so hard in your life. You don't understand how you can finish. It takes inner strength and desire to become a Marine. When I finished, I was like, I did it. The moment I will never forget is when this drill instructor that I admired so much comes up to me and said, "Good morning, Marine."
PFC Summer Volkman became a Marine. Can you? Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES.
Back live here to the Gage Gymnasium. Paul Condry along with the coach, Mark Gardner. We're glad that you can join us this afternoon for our Crossroads League game matchup between Mount Vernon Nazarene of Ohio and the Bethel College Pilots. Pilots winners of 7 of their last 8 contests, coming off a heartbreaking game. We had mentioned earlier in the broadcast that the Pilots rank in the top 20 in the nation in three-point field goal percentage, and yet they're only 3 of 11 field goal percentage, scoring offense, scoring margin, assists to turnover ratio, and three-pointers made. Zach Miller, ironically, leads the nation in three-pointers made with 4 per game, and the three-point field goal percentage at 49%, ranks second in total three-pointers. Yet in the first half, Zach from downtown, only 1 for 5. Or a really not a great shooting. I thought in a couple of those situations, I thought he forced shots. But, on another note, on the Pilots on the offensive side, how about Ryan Benner? Became the 24th Pilot in the program history to score at least 1,500 career points on Tuesday night when he scored 31 against Huntington. He has scored 30 or more, 5 different times this season, the most since the legendary, the real deal, Eric Brand was in town.
And I don't think anybody saw that when Ryan came in as a freshman. He came in with a big recruiting class, and he was kind of one of those guys that you said, hey, he's got a chance to be good, but there's a lot of other guys here. These guys are going to fight, scratch and claw for playing time, and lo and behold, here he is going to leave here one of the all-time greats to ever wear one of these jerseys.
All right, we're going to get ready to get underway here. Starting lineup for Mount Vernon will have Patrick Lucas Martell Medley, Josh Ashwell, Eric Roby, and Brian Reddick will be on the floor. Coach?
Thank you, Andy Baker, for texting us an update. St. Francis leading Marion 44-37, 17 minutes left to go in that one. That's the only one that we haven't been getting here locally. So,
well, just to kind of put that in perspective, St. Francis is 10-5 in the league, and Marion is at 11-4, and that would make that, and if the Pilots were to win, that would be a three-way tie for third place.
Well,
the Pilots.
Grace right now is only down 1 against Huntington, so you could leave today with 4 teams sitting at 11 and 5 at second place.
And what did I say at the beginning of the year? That the Crossroad League winner's going to have 4 losses, and it could be a situation if IWU holds off. And if you look ahead, IWU has a gimme on Tuesday because they take on Grace or Goshen. But IWU has to go to Marion in the last game of the season. So, and of course, Grace will be here against the Pilots in the final game. But boy, I tell you what, the Pilots have had nightmares at Taylor, and a special guest is joining us on Tuesday at Taylor University. Longtime friend Bob Lovell, former IUPUI coach and Franklin College coach, is going to be joining our broadcast team for a rare cameo appearance. He'll join us on Tuesday from Taylor University. That should be a hoot having the coach along. Been a longtime friend. All right, we're ready to get back to the live play. The Mount Vernon Cougars decked out with the black shorts, black jerseys with the green numbers trimmed in white. You can see them on your screen. The Pilots decked out in the gray shorts and jerseys with the white numbers trimmed in blue. On the floor for the Pilots, it'll be Smith, Schaus, Miller, Benner, and Edding. As we move from left to right, come the Cougars. Ball on the right side, now here Josh Ashwell. Ashwell here dribbles all the way to the far wing. Still on the hard dribble, comes out to the top now to Reddick, inside to the low post. Cutting across the lane is Roby. He backs it out, loads up the 19-footer, shoots over Pat Edding and scores. 34-31.
It's 10 points now for Roby. That's a good little step-back jumper. Good defense by Matt Schaus. Just a nice jump shot by Roby.
With the basketball now, Matt Schaus on the far side. Goes right side now to Zach Miller. Miller comes back out to Matt at the top, swings the left side now to Ryan Benner. Benner inside on the cutter to Schaus, backing in, fades, shoots, jump pass out here, and Matt threw it away. No man's land, got caught in the jump pass. Back the other way, here's a drive and a traveling call on the Cougars. No, they're going to call that to go through? You kidding me?
They're going to say that Travis Smith undercut him before he shot, which Travis did run in front of him, but usually you have to make contact before it's called a foul. Not today.
Oh, my goodness. To inbound to the basketball to the right of the lane now will be Asheville. Back here on the perimeter.
There's a moving screen. Oh, they're going to call that on Travis Smith. That's unbelievable. Travis Smith is being held by 2 players. We talked about this on Thursday night. As coaches, you want officials to be consistent, and that gentleman has been consistently bad today.
No question about it. Here's Brian Reddick with a drive down the left side of the lane. Pump fake, shoots, and scores. 34-33. Cougars within 1 here at the 19:05 marker. They're out of the gates early with 4 unanswered. Here's Schaus on the right wing now. Looking for some help. Matt on the dribble. Looks, bounce pass to Benner. Benner will load up the triple and knock it down. 37-33. Pilots, Ryan Benner with the triple.
9 points for Ryan, his first 3-pointer. We've seen Ryan go off for 20, 25 points in a half at times, so hopefully he has one of those halves right here.
Medley goes to the high right block here to Brian Reddick. Now he swings it into the far corner now to Ashwell. Ashwell, and the ball's deflected around, and a turnover on the Cougars. It'll be BC basketball with a 1-point lead, or a 4-point lead, excuse me.
10 turnovers now for Mount Vernon.
As the Pilots to move from right to left now. Ryan Benner talking over things with Mike Lightfoot out here at the 45-foot mark. Here's Zach Miller on the right wing now. Hedging off a screen. Zach on the drive inside now to Pat Edding. And the Pat is a jump ball scenario. It'll be Bethel basketball as the ball got stuck on the rim and the backboard. A little pinch in there.
It's a great drive by Zach. Great back cut by Pat, but a better block shot there by Patrick Lucas to pin that up there.
That was good.
See if they're going to question. Now, they're probably question shot clock, but yes, it got pinned up against the backboard, so it has to reset. It had to hit the rim since it got pinned up there, right?
You would think so.
All right, they got it right.
So to inbound the basketball to the right of the lane underneath the zone goal is Schaus. Now over here to Benner. Benner backing in. Shot inside, left it short, and Ryan's asking for a foul, didn't get it.
That's 5 block shots today for Mount Vernon.
Medley backing out of harm's way, guarded by Smith. Goes on the far wing now to Ashwell. Now to Reddick. Foul line extended left, far wing. Back out to Patrick Lucas at the point. Lucas goes right side now to Ashwell. Lob it inside here to a wide open Eric Rubin. He banks it up and in. 37-35, 17:54 to go. And here's the ball knocked off the Cougars. Oh, my goodness.
And again, that's a bad call. It benefits the Pilots, but Coach Moore has every right to be upset that that's just another bad call.
Here's Matt Schaus inbounding the basketball. Looking, goes bounce pass here to Benner. Back to Schaus in the far corner. Schaus looking for some help. And now he'll re-engage out here on the right wing. Good play by Matt.
Try and go screen roll here.
Goes right side now here to Travis Smith. Smith goes out to the top now to Pat Edding. Pat looks for some help. Dribbles to the right side. Stops. Looks, goes back to Matt at the point now. 13 on the shot clock. Matt Schaus looking for a screen. Drives down the lane. Running one-hander. Reverses it in. 39-35. Matt Schaus with 17:24 to go.
15 points now for Matt. That's a real nice finish. Medley going the other way.
Baseline shot by Ryan Reddick. Good from the far side. 39-37. 17-14. Here's Travis Smith through traffic. Had the ball deflected by Ashwell out of bounds. And it'll be BC basketball.
Reddick now with 9 points. That's a nice little short corner jump shot there. High arc. Nothing but the bottom of the net, though.
Schaus inbounds the basketball now here to Travis Smith. Back to Schaus on the far wing now. And a foul away from the basket.
Should be Reddick pushing Benner on the cut, I believe.
Well, I tell you what, he certainly did.
It's going to be the first foul on Reddick, first foul on the team. First good call by that official. We're all together now.
Yeah, 23 minutes into the game. Welcome to the game. Here's Matt Schaus on the drive. Stops, reverses it back out here. Zach Miller quickly on the near wing now to Smith. Inside of the low post to Pat Edding. And the guys passing him in the back the entire time.
That's going to be 3 fouls on Pat Lucas. That was an easy one for Jason Enrique to call right there.
You really think so?
Yeah.
You are so kind.
I will say that that's one of my favorite refs in the conference. So I just emailed J.D. Collins earlier this week and said I've really enjoyed the games where we've had Jason Enrique. He's a newer guy to the league, and I thought he's done a good job this year.
Schaus to inbound the basketball. Comes back on the handoff from Edding. Back to Schaus. Back here to Ryan Benner at the top now. Ryan looks for a cutter. Goes inside to Matt. Matt fakes. Shoots. He's hammered inside. That time Enrique with the call, as you alluded to.
Jason calls it because the other guys just watch it. And I'm sure JD gets my emails and says, I don't care what you think about the officials.
But good for you to send the emails.
Actually, I'm really impressed with the job that he's done and love having him as our commissioner and communicate with him often and appreciate all that he does for us.
Matt Schaus, I don't think there's any question he's done a wonderful job in that regard, because as much as I am on him, it was a lot worse before.
Yeah, and as we see at the high school level, we really appreciate these guys when we watch these high school games. Matt now with 16 points, going for 17.
And the 17th is in, 41-37 Bethel.
7 for 8 from
bringing the heat now, Coach.
Yeah, 7 for 8 from the foul line for Matt.
Medley over the timeline now, along the far sideline with Travis Smith. He crosses over, comes around a double screen. Now Medley's still on the dribble, looking for a cutter. Comes back out to the top now to Ashwell. Ashwell goes into deep left corner. Shot on the way good. That time for Eric Roby. And just like that, it's a 1-point ball game after the triple goes. Here's Travis Smith. He's fouled on the drive that time by Roby.
It's going to be Roby's second foul, team's 4th foul this half. Roby now has 15 points. Nice three-pointer coming off of a double screen along the baseline down there.
Shouts to trigger the inbounds. Goes down here to Pat Edding and back to Matt here on the near wing now. Matt with the crossover, fakes, looks, comes out to Travis at the top of the ring now. Travis goes right side now to Ryan Benner. Benner looking for some help, goes to the right elbow to Pat Edding. Now he finds Zach Miller. Miller coming off a screen, quickly over here to Benner on the near wing, lobs it inside to Schaus. Matt reverses it, comes inside to Pat. Pat, shot on the way, no. Rebound ripped out of there by Martell Medley. Medley pushing the ball up for Mount Vernon. Wrap around to the low post now to Reddick. Reddick comes back out to the free throw line now to Williams. His jump shot from 15, no good. That was a good looking shot, just didn't miss it, or just didn't make it. Here's Schaus driving, stops, comes back to Benner. Benner for 3, off the rim, no good. Rebound corralled out here by Ashwell on the perimeter.
It's a real good look for Ryan right there.
And Martell Medley, the Euclid High School product. The junior comes right side now here to Ashwell. Ashwell, come around a high side screen, comes over here into the right corner now to Brian Reddick. Reddick one-on-one against Benner. Drives, spins. Ball's deflected out to Williams in the corner now. Cross courts it to Ashwell. Ashwell bounce pass inside of the low post to Reddick. He scores and he is fouled. And Mount Vernon jumps in front 42-41 with 15-14 to go. And after the media timeout, we'll come back and talk more about it. Cougars by 1, 15-14 to go in regulation. We'll be back right after this on Regional Radio Sports.
Hi again, it's me, Sarah. I just got a text from TCU that means my first paycheck got deposited. I can't wait to treat myself. Of course, Mom and Dad want me to save, and thanks to TCU Everyday Savings, I can. Every time I use my TCU Debit MasterCard, TCU rounds my purchase up to the next dollar and moves the change to my savings. So I can spend a little and still save. Visit TCUnet.com to start owning your financial future. Teachers Credit Union deposits are federally insured by the NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
You get to the top, get hooked in, and then you look over the edge. I was like, no way am I jumping off this tower. I'm staying right here. I'm like, am I ever going to be good enough to be a Marine? When it was all said and done, watching the color guard raise the American flag, I thought, I am a United States Marine.
PFC Keith Palka knows you don't join the Marines, you become one. Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES.
15-14 to go in regulation. The Bethel College Pilots a 1-point trailer as they'll try to complete the old-fashioned three-point play with Brian Reddick out of the media timeout. Mount Vernon a 10-point trailer at one time. Now it's battle back to take a 2-point lead, 43-41. Matt Schaus on the far wing now. Finds Zach Miller at the top of the ring now. Now here to Benner at the free throw line. Ryan Benner looking for some help. Backing in as Landon Booker's on the floor now. Landon here at the top of the ring now. Looking for some help. Angle dribble to the right side. And a big mismatch inside there. Now here's Benner back to Booker. Landon looking for some help. Comes back to Ryan Benner. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Matt Schaus. Matt on the crossover. Drives, spins. Running one-hander in the lane. Missed it. And a rebound Caleb Williams of Mount Vernon. Once again, Pilots cannot close. Martell Medley into the right corner to Ashwell. Back to Medley. And the longer you allow this team to hang around, the more chances you have a chance to be going to the NCCAA National Tournament instead of going to Branson.
Pilots have struggled coming out of the start second half on a regular basis here, and that's not good.
Here's Reddick, double team, and the ball is deflected around, and Pat Enning comes away with the steal. Here is Ryan Benner at the top, driving down the right side of the lane. Looks, goes backdoor out of Zach Miller, and he throws it away.
3 Pilot turnovers, 11 for Mount Vernon. Good backdoor cut by Zach. I think Ryan's had too many shots blocked, and so now he's being a little less aggressive. Needs, like we talked about in that women's game with Rachel Jennings, just do what you do well. Keep going to the basket.
Ball on the right wing now. Brian Reddick reverses it back here to Medley. Medley guarded by Booker. Well, we drive through a screen, pass inside of the low post now to Medley. Back out to Williams in the deep right corner now. Comes over here right side wing to Medley. Cross courts it now to Ashwell with 8 on the shot clock. Ashwell with the drive running one-hander in the lane. Left it short. Zach Miller the rebound for Bethel. Up court quickly now to Booker. Booker pushing the issue, driving, shooting, missed it, and there's Pat Enning with a foul to tie up the ball game at 43-all. Good to see Pat get on the score sheet here now.
Yeah, Pat's first 2 points. Not sure how that's not a foul on Booker when he goes up and gets hammered, but that happens.
Timeout Mount Vernon, 43-43 ball game, 13-16 remaining in regulation. We're done locked at 43-all. We want to thank our friends at the Gates Automotive Group because they got all kinds of specials going on now. So take care of your car in the winter by going to Gates Chevy World.
Yeah, in order to drive with confidence this year, you want to take your car over to see their factory-trained Chevrolet certified service experts. They use GM original equipment parts that are backed by a limited lifetime warranty. You can go to CertifiedServicePartsWarranty.com to learn more about that. Right now, they've got 3 great services for 1 great price: 5-quart oil change, 4-tire rotation, 27-point inspection, all for the great price of $39.95. Brake pads installed $99.95. Front end alignments for $39.95. And they also have that 30-day tire guarantee. Buy select tires. If you find them cheaper somewhere else and within 30 days, they'll refund the difference.
43-43 ball game, 13-16 to go in regulation. The Crossroads League, certainly an interesting league to say the least when you look at the big picture.
St. Francis leading Huntington, leading Marion 57-44 with 12 minutes to play.
Marion has to lead late. They're not what I consider a great come-from-behind team. On the floor, Brandon Gerber, Matt Schaus, Ryan Benner, Landon Booker, and Caleb Ochin.
And good timeout by Coach Moore there. Tie game. The team's worked hard to come back and tie this up, so wants to make sure he gets a good look here, maybe draw one of his better sets and take advantage of something.
So Gerber will be matched up with Caleb Williams in the low post right block now. As to inbound the basketball will be Eric Roby. And he gives way now here to Medley, and Medley will walk over to the far side. He'll run the offense. Medley around the screen, puts on the brakes there on the high post. Now back on the far side in. There's a lob inside to Williams. Williams with a right-handed hook off the rim. No good rebound. Caleb Ochin was knocked into next week. No call. And it'll be Bethel basketball, as I believe it was deflected off Martell Medley. At least it was ricocheted that way.
Yeah, good hustle by Medley.
12:59 to go in regulation. 43-43 ball game. Bethel with the rock.
Grace currently leading Huntington 55-51.
Now over here on their side, Landon Booker driving down the lane, jumps it over into the corner, now to Caleb Ocean with a great save. Now here to the free throw line, Gerber driving, looking, running one-hander in the lane, throws up a prayer, and I have no idea what Brandon Gerber was doing on that play. But back to the other way, here's Medley, tipping it over here, and here's the ball knocked away, and Ryan Benner with the steal. Pilots on the breakout now. Ryan Benner on the right wing, deep left corner pass now. 3-point shot on the way, off the rim, no good. Gerber the rebound on the missed play and here's a traveling call on the Pilots.
Booker missed the three, Gerber kept it alive, and Matt Schaus just shuffled his feet before he put it on the floor there. It's a fourth turnover on the Pilots, 12 on Mount Vernon.
So inbound the basketball on the far sideline will be Alder High School product from Plain City, Ohio, Eric Roby. The ball on the far wing now. Mount Vernon in the offensive set now. Roby comes to the top now to Williams. Gives way now to Jacob Starinsky. Starinsky over here on the right side now to Henderson. I thought he traveled.
Yeah, he picked up his foot.
Martell Medley now here at the top of the ring. One-on-one against Booker. Nice step out. Here's a three-point shot by Medley. Clings off the iron. But once again, that one goes off of, Martell Medley is playing harder than anybody else on the Mount Vernon team.
Yeah, there's a reason that he's their star player, and it's not because he's just naturally gifted. It's because he's talented, but he also works very hard. And whether it's offense, defense, rebounding, just really impressed with him.
Yeah, he really is the catalyst to this group, and he's one of the reasons that this team is where it's at right now. A tie ball game here with 11 and a half to go. Gerber, near wing, hands it off now to Schaus in the corner, back to Booker on the left wing. Pilots just stagnant. Here's Ryan Benner with a drive down the lane. Shot on the way, no good, but a foul call.
Called out here at half court, though, because the official underneath the basket had no interest in blowing his whistle.
And hitting the deck underneath for the Cougars.
It's Brian Reddick picking up the foul and also picking up the elbow to the nose.
So Ryan Benner to go to the charity stripe, a 73% free throw shooter, averaging 19 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal per contest.
Sitting at 9 points on the day.
11:35 to go, and Benner missed the free throw.
This has been one of the tougher offensive games for Ryan this year. Mount Vernon's just done a good job of bodying him up, forcing him away from the basket, and getting their hands on a lot of his shots.
Ryan with one more opportunity, the Mishawaka product, with a slight bend of the knees. Free throw is a brick, so he misses 2. Here's Medley over to the far side now to Mark Lieberman. Back out to the top now here to Julian Henderson. Henderson back here to the right side now to Lieberman. Top of the ring now to Medley. Medley, the 11-18 mark, goes in the far wing. Now here to Henderson. Deep right corner. Now going to the low post. A big mismatch there as Caleb Williams goes over Brandon Gerber. 45-43 Cougars. 11:08 to go.
5 points now for Williams, and just using his body to back Gerber
Here's
down.
Landon Booker with a drive down the lane. Shot on the way, no good, but a foul call, and Booker's going to earn a trip to the free line.
That's going to be 3 fouls now on Brian Reddick, 16 fouls.
Pat Inning checking into the contest now after the free throws. Landon Booker with a pair of key 3-point shots at the 8:56 mark and 7:37 mark that helped the Pilots actually regain the lead. As Booker's at the line and he misses the free throw.
Pilots were 7 for 8 from the foul line, and they've now missed 3 in a row.
And Booker with one more opportunity wipes off his hands. 10:59. Landon eyes, flies, and that's short. He misses a pair. 2 missed free throws, and then the Pilots with the steal. Here's Ocha with the drive inside, tipped up. Here's Eddie, couldn't grab it, and Medley finally corrals it.
Great.
Another missed opportunity for the Pilots.
Great hustle by Booker to chase it down. Behind the back pass to Ochin, just missed the layup.
With the basketball here at the top of the ring now. Mark Lieberman going to the left side now to Henderson. This pull-up shot, no good, rebound. And it's tracked down by Gerber in the far side, now to Matt Schaus. Matt pushing the ball up. Drives, looks, comes back out here in the corner to Booker. Book thinks about the trade, and he'll wait. And come back to Matt to engage on the right wing now. Matt, one-on-one over on the far side with Williams. Looking for some help, still on the hard dribble. Lobs it cross court to Booker. Landon on the drive, crosses over. Goes back out here to Schaus. Schaus thinks about the tray. Now goes to Ochin on the right wing. Now 12 on the shot clock. Pass inside now to Pat. He lost the handle on it out of bounds. And it went off the Cougars evidently.
It's not that often. Yeah, well, you got Benner and Miller both on the bench, and so the offensive options a little limited because Schaus isn't shooting from outside right now, and Book has, but we know it's not Book's strongest point of his game. So,
and to inbound the basketball with 8 on the shot clock will be Schaus. Schaus waiting for a cutter. Here's a screen. Out here on the perimeter now, here is Caleb Ochin with 7. Ochin on the triple from the top off the iron. No good. Matt Schaus the rebound. He lays it up and in. 45-45 as Matt is able to knock down the jump shot from the right block as he outworked the defender. And we're tied at 45 with 10 minutes to go in regulation. We want to thank our friends at the Gates Automotive Group for all they do. Timeout, Bethel College.
The Gates Automotive Group's been serving Michiana for 85 years. The Gates promise of fairness, honesty, and integrity can be seen each day at Gates Downtown, Gates Chevy World Mishawaka, Gates Toyota Scion South Bend, Gates Ireland Road, and Gates of Granger. For 85 years, Gates dealership's been providing great growth opportunities for all of their employees. If you're interested in becoming one of the team members, stop by the family-owned and operated business. For more information about the Gates Automotive Group, check out the website at www.gatesautomotive.com.
As we come out of this Bethel timeout at the 10:02 mark, this is what Lightfoot talked to us about earlier in the during the pregame show. Mike was very, very adamant on how good this team has played with a lot of teams. It was a tight ball game with Indiana Wesleyan at the 6-minute mark, and here we are right now at the 10-minute mark. It's 45-45 ball game.
Yeah, this team it's a good team. They just they haven't been able to pull out wins, but they've competed with everybody, and right now it's still 10 minutes. A lot of basketball to play, so this could end up being a 15, 20-point loss for them, or it could end up being a win. Plenty of basketball, but the fact is they've played very well for 30 minutes.
On the floor, it'll be Pat Edding along with Brandon Gerber, Matt Schaus, Caleb Ochin, and also Landon Booker. It's been a quiet afternoon for Zach Miller, hasn't it?
Yeah, Zach, I don't think he's taken a shot this half, so 1 for 5 from three-point range, 3 for 8, I believe, or 4 for 8 on the day.
And on the floor for the Cougars, they'll come back with Julian Henderson along with Patrick Lucas. Eric Roby will be on the floor. Martell Medley and Mark Lieberman. And the Cougars to move from left to right in a tie ball game.
Full court man-to-man here for the Pilots.
Here's Mark Lieberman on the walk. Picked up by Ochin at the top of the ring now. Here goes right side now to Roby. Roby back here to Lieberman. Lieberman off the screen here at the top. Still on the dribble. Looking. Wrap around to the low post now to Lucas. Lucas just ran over Patrick Edding. There's the foul shot, no good, tipped up and around. And finally, Matt Schaus is hammered.
Henderson there stepping in. There's no need for that. Matt Schaus is hustling. Henderson just runs him over and then starts talking smack to him. It's not Matt Schaus' fault Henderson missed the layup. That's on him.
But the reality of it is the officials have let it get out of hand.
Yeah, Jason Enrique was quick to be on top of that one. But we saw that earlier with... I believe it was Asheville earlier. Yep.
Ochin coming out of the ballgame and Zach Miller back in. It's Miller time, I think, here.
Let's hope he drops one of those 27-footers.
And to inbound, or coming in now will be Brian Reddick. And coming out of the contest now will be Julian Henderson.
That's a good move by Coach Moore to get Henderson out because he obviously was a little
emotionally charged.
Absolutely.
Asheville will come back into the ballgame now for Mark Lieberman. Schaus to go to the line here with the game tied at 9:38.
Matt's got 19 points tonight. He's 7 for 8 from the foul line.
Number 20 eyes, flies, and knocks it down. 46-45 Bethel. That, then the offensive high today for the Pilots. Number 20 with another opportunity. Slight bend to the knees, free throw on the way, perfect. 47-45 BC. 9:38 to go in regulation.
21 points today for Matt Schaus.
Roby in the backcourt. He gives way to Ashwell. Ashwell is picked up by Miller as he comes over the dime line. Comes out here to the top now to Medley. Medley. The officials over here to my right looking at the bench instead of watching the floor. I don't get it.
Well, they got to make sure everybody's sitting down.
Over here to the far side. Medley backing in on Booker. Comes out to the top, and here's a steal by Brandon Gerber. Back it out, Brandon. Hits Pat Edding on the drive. Overhead dunk. Oh, Gerber set the table for Pat, and Pat with the one-hand flush.
You could see Pat running the floor hard. That's a great find by Gerber and a better flush by Pat Edding.
49-45. Medley Down the right side of the lane. Looks, goes back out to the top. 3-point shot on the way, good. Ice water in the vein. Brian Reddick, he only had 11 3-pointers coming to the ballgame, but that was as big as it comes.
That's his second one today. 15 points for Reddick.
At the top now, Matt Schaus left side out of Brandon Gerber. Now to Booker in the corner. Booker looking. Still on the dribble, goes down here to the high post area. Left block to Gerber. Here's Pat Edding on the right wing. Now finds Zach Miller. Miller coming around a screen. Back here to Booker. Booker looking. Goes to Miller in the right wing now. Zach stops. Fakes. Jump pass inside to Schaus, and he scored. What a pass by Miller. 51-48.
Zach can do so much more than just score, and that's a great job of recognizing that they're going to come out on him, put the ball on the floor, and create openings for Matt Schaus. 23 points for Matt.
Martell Medley over the timeline now, right elbow pass now to Josh Ashwell. He dribbles all the way to the far wing now to Medley. And now here in between the circles, they come to the high post now to Roby. His shot on the way, no good, but a foul called on the Pilots. And that'll be a pair of free throws forthcoming for Eric Roby.
That's a silly little hand check in the back there by Zach Miller.
And to the line, Roby, a 68% free throw shooter, averages 13.5 points, 5 rebounds, and an assist a game. And the right-hander's free throw is good.
He's got 16 points now tonight. Hit both of his free throws.
51-49, 7:49 to go in regulation. Coming out of the ballgame is Medley, and he has been a warrior for the Warriors. Or for the Cougars, excuse me. Free throw on the way off the front of the iron, and a nice box out by Brandon Gerber. So 1 of 2 on the trip. Pilots a 2-point lead in the rock. Matt Schaus left side now to Brandon Gerber. Now here to Booker on the near wing. He'll come around a screen, pass inside to Pat. Pat, shot blocked away. Inside, nicely done that time by Brian Reddick. Pat needs to go strong there.
Yeah.
Did not do that.
Nope.
Xavier Holland. He's back on the floor now. He's got the ball in the deep right corner now. Holland comes back out here to the top now to Roby. Roby steps out back to Holland in the near wing now.
Edding and Lucas really banging down there in the low post.
There's a pass to the left elbow now. Brian Reddick guarded by Gerber. Passed inside into the low post. There's Ashwell's ball is deflected around, but it comes back out. It's 5 on the shot clock. And here's a turnover on the Cougars. Great defensive set that time by Bethel.
Yeah, that's great team defense. Several guys doing a great job of stopping the ball or taking care of the post. And so 15 turnovers now for Mount Vernon.
You know, one thing that's interesting about Matt Moore, everybody who comes in and out of the game, he gives them a low 5. A lot of coaches don't have any interaction with the players when they come in and out.
Yeah, we saw that with the Taylor coach earlier this year as well. Very, very positive. Even if you're frustrated with the guy, you got to give him a little bit of encouragement.
Give him some love. Here's Ryan Benner on the right elbow.
Especially on Valentine's weekend.
Okay, here is Matt Schaus on the crossover, driving, and he's fouled, and he throws it up. It goes in, but it's going to be foul on the floor.
Xavier
and that'll
Holland,
send Matt to the line.
Where he's made a living today.
And with 6:46 to go in regulation, Matt Schaus will go to the line again.
9 for 10 today from the foul line for Matt.
Matt comes into today's contest shooting 76% at the line. The Centerville standout on 1 in bonus, missed it. And now here come the Cougars from left or right. Have the ball on the far wing now. Here is Roby. Back here to the top now, here to Reddick. Reddick running one-hander from the left, block, banks it up and in. We have a tie ball game, 51-all. 6:24 to go in regulation.
Reddick with 17 points, comes into the game averaging 14 points a game.
Booker out here in between the circles. Edging off a Wasink screen. Back to Ryan Wasink, loads up the triple. Missed it badly. And then the rebound ripped out of there by Josh Ashwell.
I don't have a problem with that shot for Ryan, though. We know he's capable of knocking down the 3, and he was wide open. So
Pilots need to dig in on defense now here now. Top of the ring now. Xavier Holland. Over to the left side now to Reddick. Inside to the low post. Ashwell shoots, scores, and fouled.
All Zach did was stand there with his hands up.
5:52 to go in regulation. Mount Vernon a 2-point lead. And upset in the brewing here against the number 12 team in the country. As Josh Ashwell, and you want to talk about sending a shockwaves through the league and through everything. It certainly would. 54-51. The Cougars continue to battle away.
Ashwell with 9 points now.
Zach Miller coming around a double screen here at the top, goes to Booker. Booker on the near wing, looks, Oh, he had Wasik wide open inside.
Yep, missed him.
Matt Schaus on the dribble on the right wing now drives, running one-hander in the lane, and he missed it.
Matt just using his power to take Holland to the basket, realizing that Xavier's just too small to handle him out there.
5:35 to go, and
Matt missed his last 1-and-1 opportunity. This will be a 2-shot foul. He's 9 for 11 from the foul line tonight.
Well, the Pilots have been woeful in the second half at the line. Ryan Benner missed a pair of free throws at the 11:35 mark. Booker missed a pair of free throws at the 10:59 mark. Matt missed a one in bonus. That's a total of 6 points right there.
Yeah, 5 for 10.
Matt is able to convert the first of his three. Second as good as it again. And 54-53 Cougars. 5:36 to go.
25 points for Matt Schaus today.
To inbound the basketball will be Josh Ashwell from Dublin, Ohio. Now here is a well-rested Martell Medley. Medley over the timeline, guarded by Book. Picks up the dribble, goes to Reddick on the top. Reddick one-on-one against Benner. Comes over here to Medley inside the low post to Williams. Caleb Williams, a fadeaway shot, good. 56-53. Williams finally is able to knock one down. This one at the 5:15 mark. Schaus, right side now to Miller. Zach, oh, he is fouled. Where is that? How is that not a foul is beyond me.
Yeah, he got hit up right in the arm on that shot. That guy hasn't called a foul yet today, though, I don't think.
Martell Medley with a drive kick out here to the left wing, now to Eric Roby. Back out to the top of the ring now to Martell Medley. Medley, foul line extended left pass now to Brian Reddick. Reddick, back out to the point now to Medley. Medley, over here on the right side wing now to Ashwell. Jump pass into the far corner now to Reddick. Reddick, one-on-one against Benner, backing in. Jump shot from 14, good. 58-53, Bethel needs a timeout. An unbelievable no call on the last three-point shot opportunity. 4:34 to go in regulation. Pilots trail by 5. We'll be back after this timeout on Regional Radio Sports.
Every day, the men and women of the United States Marine Corps demonstrate their commitment to defend the American way of life. Since 1775, we have served our nation as a force in readiness. From combat operations to humanitarian assistance in every corner of the world. No matter where the mission takes us today, or wherever our country needs us tomorrow, we always remember the land we call home. As Marines, we take a stand for each other, for our nation, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Back live, 4:34 to go in regulation. Mount Vernon 58, Bethel 53. Ryan Benner, Landon Booker, Zach Miller, Matt Schaus, and I believe Patrick Edding is on the floor. To move from right to left, 58-53. Coach, I'm not talking about the officials anymore. That's it.
Brian Reddick with 19 points on the game. Pilots need a score, stop, score.
Landon Booker on the near wing now. Top of the circle, goes inside to Ryan Benner, back to Book. Book wide open three on the way, in and out, no good. Rebound deflected, and here's Booker coming away with it after the Zach Miller deflection. Here's Miller on the right wing, comes back to Matt Schaus. Matt here at the top, guarded by Medley. Left side now here to Pat Edding. Pat looking for some help, and a foul away from the basket. They're holding Zach Miller. 4:10 to go in regulation, and that will send Zach to the charity stripe. Zach Miller on the season, 77%.
1-and-1 opportunity here for Zach. That's 10 team fouls. This will be a two-shot foul.
Miller at the 4:10 mark. Free throw good. 58-54. Quiet night for Zach Miller. Done a very formidable job in eliminating his looks. And Zach's second free throw is good again. 58-55.
9 points now for Zach.
Cougars by 3. 4 minutes to go. And here is Martell Medley. One-on-one against Booker. Comes over the 10-second line now. Here's the ball stolen by Miller.
Foul.
And there's another foul on Ashwell.
Hey, I got one right, too. Good call.
It was
there.
nice of him to join us here.
Yes.
What is it, 36 minutes into the game?
I thought maybe they didn't put the little P in his whistle there, the little bean, so maybe he's just been blowing it all game. We haven't heard it.
And Miller goes to the line here with 3:59 to go.
3 fouls on Asheville. 11 team fouls this half.
Zach eyes, flies, and rattles it home. Shooter's roll there, man.
We'll take it.
58-56. One more for number 22. Zach Miller. Connorsville High School Academic All-American. Knocks it down again. It's a 1-point ball game, 58-57.
Pilots 10 for 15 in the second half from the foul line.
Caleb Williams in the backcourt now to Asheville. Asheville hands it off now to Martel Medley. Medley being hawked out there defensively by Landon Booker. Booker getting down to that defensive stance. Hands it over here to Asheville. Back out here to Caleb Williams at the top. Inside to the low post now here to Reddick. Reddick cross-court pass tracked down by Asheville. Back out to Medley at the top now. Medley in between the rings now. Crosses over on Booker. Drives around a screen. And Medley backing in. Shot fade away. Shot left short. Matt Schaus is fouled on the play.
Going to call a pushing foul on Matt Schaus, I believe.
You're kidding me. Okay.
Yep.
So that'll be the 6th foul on the team. Second on Matt Schaus. And it will be Mount Vernon to inbound the basketball with a 1-point lead. 3:29 to go in the ball game. Martel Medley, the trigger man, to the left of the lane underneath his own goal. Goes over on the far side to Asheville. Asheville, guarded by Miller, comes back out to the top now here to Roby. And he will give way here to Martel Medley at the top now. Medley goes inside of the high post now to Reddick. Reddick looking. Oh.
Thought he jumped.
I thought he did too. Over into the far corner now. Asheville finds it handed. Is it off down here to Medley? 14 on the shot clock. Right side now to Asheville. Asheville coming around a double screen. Goes to the far side to Medley. Medley lobs it aside, and Ryan Benner knocked it out of bounds.
That's good. Yep.
Off Brian Reddick. Yep. And that was a great defensive possession by Bethel.
Ryan cut underneath.
3 minutes to go.
Cut underneath it, got in the passing lane, and deflected off of Reddick out of bounds. That's 16 turnovers, I believe, for Mount Vernon.
And the Pilots with an opportunity here to take the lead back. Here's Zach Miller on the right wing now. Goes out to the top now to Landon Booker. Back here to Ryan Benner. Benner hedging off a screen, driving. Looking for some help, backing in. Ryan had it stripped away, got it back. Fakes, shoots. He couldn't get it to go, and Ryan will go to the line.
Darn it. Good opportunity there for Ryan. Way to stay with it and fight through all the contact down. That's going to be Roby's 3rd foul, so Ryan will be heading the line for 2. He missed his last 2.
Ryan Benner, number 34, as we alluded to earlier, became the 24th Pilot in the program history to score 1,500 career points when he had that 31-point performance, and he's able to convert the first free throw. Game tied 58-all.
Paul, I'm showing last 8 points from the Pilots from the foul line. Is that what you have?
That is exactly what I have.
We got bad news for the Pilot fans. Huntington, 64-62 winners over Grace.
And second free throw by, and that really it's a moot point unless the Pilots don't win anyways.
Well, we don't like to see Huntington win anyway, though.
59-58 Pilots, 2:37 to go is Ryan Benner. Here's Medley over here on the right side. Or check that. My apologies. It's Xavier Holland. And a timeout, Mount Vernon. 2:32 to go in regulation. Matt Moore is going to take a timeout. I'm going to take a timeout as well and regroup and regain my own composure after this on Regional Radio Sports.
College softball players Mallory Holtzman and Liz Wallace know winning isn't everything.
It's how you hold your head at the end of the game and how you walk off the field.
These two athletes carried their opponent around the bases after she injured herself hitting the winning home run.
Whether you win or lose on the field, if you did the right thing, then you did win.
And they showed us the right thing is sportsmanship. Pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life at Values.com.
As always,
Paul Condry, Mark Gardner, glad you could join us. 59-58 Pilots, 2:32 to go in regulation. Coach, let's talk about they hit the home stretch here. Looking at the reset, 10 fouls have been whistled against the Cougars, 6 on the Pilots. Alternating possession here favors the guests from Mount Vernon, Ohio. And in the timeout scenarios, with this timeout here,
Mount Vernon has 2, Bethel has 4.
There you have it. On the floor will be Gerber, along with Schaus, Booker, Ryan Benner, and Patrick Etting. Mount Vernon will come back and counter with Xavier Holland. Also on the floor will be Eric Roby, Brian Reddick, Caleb Williams, and the special player in the group, and that's Martell Medley. Here is Xavier Holland with the ball. He'll dribble all the way to the far wing, and they'll run the double screen here at the top now. Back here on the right side, they're popping out here. There's Martell Medley. Medley looking for some help, goes to the free throw line, lobs it into Reddick. He loads up the jump shot, missed it, rebound. Patrick Etting, and a big miss that time by the Cougars.
Good job by Pat Etting to secure that rebound. Pilots need to run some clock, get something to attack the basket here.
Here's Landon Booker here at the 45-foot mark left side.
Notice Zach Miller's not on the floor. Interesting.
I think it was an offense for defensive scenario. 30-second timeout. That's exactly what it was.
It's like we think like coaches around here, huh?
Well, I'll tell you what. We've been around these games a long time. 2:01 to go, and I like the timeout by Mike because you want to make sure that you got an offensive situation. They were counting on a defensive stop, which they got, and I want to talk about that. The Pilots, the Cougars, at the 4:38 mark or 4:34 mark, were ahead by 5, 58 to 53. Now we're at the 2-minute mark. So the Pilots with 6 consecutive free throws and 2 consecutive lockdown defensive stops. And that last one right there was because of that defensive grouping that he had on the floor.
It's because these knuckleheads like to give us heart attacks over here, and they like to let other teams hang around. They like to come out and not play the first 5 minutes of the half, and then they go, oh, we got a lot to play for. Let's go ahead and kick it into gear. And we need to have a talk to these guys. You've not been riding the bus long enough. I think you need to ride the bus to Taylor so you can have a couple hours to talk to these guys on the way to and from.
Matt shouts the trigger on the far sideline, goes to Miller, and then back to Matt. Matt will engage here at the top. Matt with a hard dribble, wrap around to the low post to Benner. Benner fakes, shoots, and missed the shot inside. Ryan can't get anything to fall today. But that will send the Mishawaka product to the charity stripe with a $1.53 to go. And with an opportunity to increase the Bethel advantage. Now Matt Moore will make a coaching change now here as he'll go with his offense for defensive substitution rotation. He'll bring back in Holland and Caleb Williams as the free throw by Benner is good. It's 60 to 58 now.
Benner with 12 points now, 4 fouls on Brian Reddick, which could come into play if this game should happen to go into overtime. We hope it doesn't.
And Benner's free throw is good again. 61-58 Pilots with 1:53 to go.
14 for 19 from the line in the second half of the Pilots, 19 for 25 in the game.
And the Pilots have their defensive grouping in the game now. Here is a drive by Eric Roby, cut off on the defensive side. Here is Xavier Holland, side to the far corner now. They'll pop out. Here's X, top of the circle now to Roby. Roby goes to the top of the ring now here to Martell Medley. Medley guarded by Booker, goes right side now to Holland. 10 on the shot clock. Holland all the way to the far side. Looks, goes now here to the right side, here to Roby. He loads up the jump shot, caroms into the corner, and Brandon Gerber the rebound. A huge miss. Once again, another lockdown defensive play, that time by the Pilots.
Great job by the Pilots playing defense today, and that's a big possession. Now you run some clock, get this thing under 1 minute before you attack the basket.
And a timeout, Mike Lightfoot, a 30-second timeout, Coach. Once again, looking at the running score sheet, Coach, I don't want to be redundant, but it's really been the tail of the tape. Pilots a 58-53 leader at the 4:34 mark. They are able to knock down all these 8 consecutive free throws and 3 defensive stops in between that. I mean, that's exactly what you talk about the fundamentals. That's exactly where they're at.
Last basket, actually, right? 51 was their last basket. So.
That is correct.
Yes.
So at the 8:10 mark was the last Bethel basket.
Yeah.
Now here we are at the 107 mark. But once again, good teams find themselves in a position to go to the charity stripe. And once again, I hate to bring out really bad memories to you, as always. But this key to Bob Knight's success at Indiana University is they shot more free throws than the other teams even attempted.
It's because he intimidated officials into making bad calls.
Okay, I can go with that as well, too. Then why are we not going to get this out here? Anyway, here's Landon Booker to inbound the basketball.
I don't like IU, but I will say that that's a great stat, and I know, teams are successful. When you can make more than your opponents shoot, you deserve to win a lot of games.
Zach Miller on the right side now. Cross courts it now here to Ryan Benner. Back here to Booker. Foul line extended 11. Now goes back to Benner. Benner, 8 on the shot clock. Ryan coming across the lane. Spins. Shot on the way. God, what a play by Benner. 63-58 BC. And a timeout. A grouping change again for Mike Lightfoot with 49 ticks of the Second half clock remaining.
What a play by Ryan Benner.
Timeout on the floor, 63-58 Pilots. Once again, we want to remind you that coming up, the Bethel College 22nd annual golf outing is forthcoming on June 13th at Knollwood Country Club in Granger. 4-member teams, a scramble format, $600 entry team for a team, $125 entry for an individual. Door prizes, close to the pin, longest drive hole in one. Once again, give us a call at 574-807-7226 for the 22nd annual Bethel Athletics annual golf outing. That is always a really neat event. I'm always on the East Coast when that event is going on, but for everybody tells me it's a great place. That's my vacation week.
I'm always right here at Bethel College hosting the youth camp, summer service for local youth groups, and so
the Bethel timeout. Let's go ahead and give us a game reset. Let's go to Coach Gardner with a reset.
63-58 Pilots, 49.1 to go. Possession arrow favors Mount Vernon. 16 fouls on Bethel, 10 team fouls on Mount Vernon. 2 timeouts left for the Pilots, 1 timeout left for Mount Vernon.
Alternating possession arrow favors the visitors. They took the 5+ hour bus drive here. And to inbound the basketball to go to the length of the floor is Martell Medley.
And we would like nothing better than for them to have a nice, safe, long trip home.
Yes, no question about that. A disappointing one as well. Martell Medley will inbound the ball here to Robian, back to Medley. Medley over the timeline now on the far wing, guarded by Booker. Medley through a screen, comes out here, picked up by Ryan Benner now. Back out to the top now here to Julian Henderson. Henderson, here's the Medley, a drive, and he's fouled here on the right block.
Can't get beat on the dribble there. It's going to be Gerber coming over on the foul.
And with 35.8 seconds to go, going to the charity stripe will be Martell Medley, is a 76% free throw shooter. The last time the Cougars scored was at the 5:15 mark.
Medley comes in averaging 17 points. He has not scored this half. 6 points on the day.
Free throw is good this time. They break the drought. 63-59, and Coach Matt Moore is going to take a timeout. We'll take a timeout as well with 35.8 seconds to go, 63-59. Pilots will be back after this on Regional Radio Sports.
With the truth, where it's either put up or shut up. We were yelling our hearts out. Even in our weakness, even in our pain, we continued to push. I don't know where the pain went to, but all I know is that I had what it took. I am a United States Marine.
PFC Darrell Willis serves his country as a Marine. Will you? Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES.
Back live here on Regional Radio Sports. Our good friend Andy Baker with a text message in saying that St. Francis won at Marion today. And that will improve St. Francis's standings to 11-5. We already told you that Huntington won today. They're now 12-4. Indiana Wesleyan was off and running. They were in command in their game the last time we were able to. So Marion now will drop to 11-5.
And St. Francis didn't just win. They won 77-62, so they delivered a beatdown to Marion in that ugly gym that they play in.
Yes, it is. So free throws here now for one more for the opportunity for Martell Medley. And obviously, Coach Matt Moore trying to set up the defensive scenarios. The Euclid High School product averages 4.5 assists, 1.5 steals, 6 rebounds, 17 points, the 76% free throw shooter. With a key free throw here, number 1, eyes, flies, and he circles it around the cylinder, and it goes. 3-point ball game, Bethel by 3, 63-60. Matt Schaus goes over here to Miller. Miller up to Ryan Benner. Benner puts on the brakes. There's the ball deflected, and Matt Schaus tracks it down, and a timeout, Bethel. What was the call here?
The inadvertent whistle, imagine that. This young man is out of his league officiating right now.
All right, to inbound the basketball.
That's a huge call at a late point in the game. You're 1 second away from a 10-second violation. Mount Vernon's working hard, and it benefits us, but he's not had a good day. This league's too fast and too strong for him.
Here's Miller with the basketball. Jump pass over here to Schaus. Schaus in the right corner to Edding. Back to Matt, now to Benner. Benner The right elbow is fouled that time by Patrick Lucas, the 6'8", 210-pound freshman. And Ryan Benner to go to the line now with 18.4 seconds remaining in the contest. Ryan has made his last now check that. He's made his last 6 consecutive free throws, if my numbers are right, after missing a pair. And here's Benner knocking this one down and making it a 2-possession ball game now at 64-60.
16 points now for Ryan after a slow start, only 6 at the half.
And Ryan Benner with another one. I've just been so impressed with Matt Moore's demeanor on the floor. Second free throw is off the iron, no good, so 1 of 2 that time for Ryan. 16.5 to go now. Martell Medley. Here on the right wing now, looking for some help. Spins, drives, shot blocked away by Edding, and then Gerber to the rebound.
Great job by Pat with the defense and Gerber with the rebound.
And with 5 seconds to go, this is going to be really the tail of the tape for Matt Moore and his group. They've battled all season long and played everybody tough, but nothing to show for it. Well, once again, he's doing the right things, and a great young coach. And the people in Mount Vernon, Ohio, if you're listening, don't you ever let him get away.
Yeah, real impressed with Coach Moore.
Gerber's free throw is good. 65-60 now, Pilots. Important free throws.
Pilots with 7 baskets this half. Whole bunch of free throws.
As Gerber's second free throw is good, it's 66-60. And the Pilots will take a timeout with 5 seconds to go in regulation.
17 free throws, 7 baskets.
So you look at this Bethel team and look at the schedule as it comes full circle.
Got a couple more finals for you.
Go ahead, knock it down.
Indiana Wesleyan 92, Spring Arbor 66. How about this one? Goshen 73, Taylor 64. Good for Goshen.
Goshen ends a 17-game losing streak. They're now 2-14 in the league. Taylor drops to 4-12 in the conference. Indiana Wesleyan now jumping that lead to 13-3. If the Pilots can hang on here, and the reason I say this because I saw a 6-point lead evaporate with 7 seconds to go in a game once. We got 5 seconds in this one. They're about ready to move into an 11-5 scenario.
Do you ever think anything positive?
I do, all the time.
Man, oh man.
But I've seen so many things over so many years happen.
Too many pucks to the head playing hockey, I think, buddy.
Evidently.
Come on, we got this one.
Evidently. On the floor, it'll be Ryan Benner, Pat Edding, Matt Shells. We'll have to get Matt on the postgame show. They gave us the catalyst.
He's played all right today.
Yeah, he has. Landon Booker likewise. Brandon Gerber will inbound the basket. Will guard the inbounds back. Here's a long pass. It's stolen by Landon Booker. And the Pilots get out of here with a win and improve to 22-5 and 11-5 in the Crossroads League. And Mount Vernon drops to 6-21 and 3-13. A hard-fought win for the Bethel College Pilots as they're able to do whatever they needed to do to stay into this one. And once again, we'll get some thoughts from Matt here momentarily. But a big win for the Pilots here today at home. Once again, congratulations to the Pilots on a big win here today. And I said it right from the beginning of the broadcast. If this guy gets going in the early going, if he has great success offensively to start the game, it sets the tone for this basketball team. And boy, did they need his offensive output here today. We're visiting now with Matt Schaus. Matt, first of all, survive. That's all you got to do in this league, right?
Exactly. Any game in the Crossroads League's tough. So, Mount Vernon's a good team. They're athletic. They've been playing well the past few games. Won the last 2 out of 3. Should have beat St. Francis. We fought down, got stops at the end, and we were able to win the ball game.
Well, I want to show you my running score here because this is where you're at right now. You're trailing 58-53 with 4:34 to go in the ball game. You guys were able to run through some free throws, but you came up with 3 great defensive stops. It didn't give him any good looks, so you combine that with the free throws, and there's your ball game. So you guys were able to winning on the defensive, and it wasn't a pretty day offensively for the rest of your team. You had a great day offensively, but a great defensive stretch run.
Yeah, exactly. We were down 5. We didn't panic. We know we can get stops.
I was the one that was panicking, right, Coach?
You guys, you're killing me. This guy, he's burying you guys, and he's frustrated. And I keep
carving the gravestone. It's like, oh.
Yeah, it's always good when we win ball games when we're not very playing our best. So, We're going to learn from this one, head into the last 2 regular season.
All right, now, I said it right from the get-go all season long. When you are scoring from the outset, when you're looking for your shot first instead of the pass, this team is a very, very dangerous group to deal with. So when do you decide that I'm taking the ball to the rack?
It's just when, they're overplaying Zach. I have a little room to go, and I test my defender right off the bat. So today, I got to kind of size him up a little bit, and I was able to get to the back bucket whenever I wanted. So, we spread people out, and that we got 2 shooters out there that can knock down shots anytime, so it really helps me a lot.
Well, Coach, to take a look at Matt's line score today, as good as he's had.
Yeah, how's this sound for you, Matt? 7 for 10 from the field, 11 for 13 from the foul line, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, and 2 turnovers in 37 minutes, 25 points. As a team, you guys had 4 turnovers today. You forced 15 turnovers.
Yeah, we took care of the ball. We didn't make shots, but, that's how it's going to be sometimes. The ball's not going to fall all the time, but we got to get stops, and we did that today.
But now you can look at the Crossroads League. We got a 3-way tie for 3rd place there. So congratulations on a big win, Matt. Great effort today, buddy. And thanks for not giving me a heart attack. Thank you very much. Hey, Coach, yes, indeed it was. It was one of those games where you just, oh, my goodness. All right, let's go over to Coach Gardner. He's got our final numbers. And, Coach, I got 2 more games to go yet. What am I going to do?
But they're hockey, so they won't be as high scoring as
That's
this. So
right.
You're okay. All right, for Mount Vernon Nazarene, 24 for 54 from the field, 44%. 6 for 16 from behind the arc for 38%. They were 6 for 7 from the foul line, 86%. Individual numbers, Pat Lucas, 1 for 4 from the field, 2 points, 2 rebounds, 2 blocked shots. Martell Medley, 3 for 10 from the field, 0 for 3 behind the arc, hit both of his free throws, 5 rebounds, 8 points, 3 assists, 4 turnovers. Josh Ashwill, 3 for 4 from the field, hit both of his 3-point attempts, hit his lone free throw attempt. He had 9 points to go along with 3 assists and 2 rebounds. Eric Roby had a nice game today. 16 points, 8 rebounds, 6 for 9 from the field. Brian Reddick, player of the game for Mount Vernon, 19 points to go along with 4 rebounds. He was 8 for 12 from the field, 2 for 3 behind the arc. Had 2 assists and a block shot as well. Jacob Storinsky had 2 rebounds and a turnover. Caleb Williams was 3 for 7 from the field. He had 6 points, 3 rebounds. Xavier Holland had 3 fouls, missed his only shot attempt. Mark Lieberman missed his only shot attempt. He did have 2 assists. Julian Henderson, 0 for 6 from the field, 7 rebounds in 12 minutes of play. Team totals, 37 rebounds for Mount Vernon, 35 rebounds for Bethel, 9 on the offensive end for Mount Vernon, 14 offensive rebounds for your Pilots. So big key to the game right there, as both teams had 7 in the first half, so limited Mount Vernon to 2 offensive rebounds in the second half. 11 assists for Mount Vernon, 15 turnovers, 8 assists, 4 turnovers for the Pilots, 7 block shots for Mount Vernon, 4 for Bethel, 7 steals for your Pilots, only 2 for Mount Vernon. On Bethel's side of things, they were 13 for 36 from the field, 35%. They were 20 for 57 from the field for 35%. They were 4 for 18 behind the arc for only 22% today, but a nice 22 for 29 from the free throw line, 76%. Individual numbers, Travis Smith missed his only shot. He had 1 turnover, 1 rebound. Matt Schausky gave his solid line there. 7 for 10 from the field, 11 for 13 from the line, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, 25 points. Zach Miller, 3 for 9 from the field, 1 for 6 from behind the arc, but he did hit all 4 of his free throws. 11 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. Ryan Benner, 5 for 14 from the field, 1 for 4 behind the arc, 5 for 8 from the foul line, 2 rebounds, an assist, a steal, 16 points. Pat Edding, 2 for 8 from the field, 5 rebounds, 4 points, 3 block shots for P.O. Caleb Ochin, 1 for 4 from the field. He had 3 rebounds and 2 points and a steal. Book was 2 for 5 from the field. They were both, or 2 for 7 from the field, both 3-pointers. He hit both. He was 0 for 2 from the foul line, though. He had 6 points, 2 rebounds. Brandon Gerber, 0 for 1 from the field, 2 for 2 from the foul line. 6 rebounds for Gerbs to go along with 2 points, and assists, and 2 steals. Michael Mislin was 0 for 1 from the field. Ryan Wasink was 0 for 2 from the field. Miz had 2 rebounds. Wasink had 1 rebound.
Pilots, 22% from beyond the arc today. One of the worst shooting performances of the year, if not the worst. And yet they're able to hang on to a 6-point win.
And that's what you take away from it. Yeah, you didn't shoot well. You'd much rather shoot 22% and win than go to Huntington and shoot 8 for 16, 50% and lose. So we'll take the end result.
Yeah, no question about it. Pilots' next game will be on the road at the Odell Arena, where they'll be taking on Taylor University. Taylor, a team hurting today because they lost on the road over at Goshen. Wow, that's a big one there.
That's a tough one there, yeah. And good for Goshen. They've been battling through Coach Young's absence this year, and it's just been a tough year for them. So, I don't know if Tony Natale got all excited high-fiving people and got lost on his way out here.
Taking a look at where we're at, and we'll wrap it up. Tuesday's games, Goshen will be at Indiana Wesleyan. That's an Indiana Wesleyan win. Mount Vernon at Grace, you never know what's going on there. Huntington at St. Francis, that could play a huge role in what happens in regards to who's going to be in finishing second, or third, or fourth. And once again, it comes down to a home game and a seeding scenario. Marion will be at Spring Arbor. That's never a given up there. I was going to say if it was the other way around. And then, of course, Bethel will be at Taylor. If I recall, Coach, and maybe I'm wrong, in my entire time of doing Bethel men's basketball, I believe I've only recalled one Bethel win at Taylor University. That may be wrong, but I'd have to go back and double check. But I know I missed a game or two, and I think we won there. I know there was a game there I missed that they lost, but that's the situation. Then if you look ahead to Saturday, the 22nd, Indiana Wesleyan will be at Marion. St. Francis, they got to win because they'll be at Goshen. Spring Arbor, Mount Vernon, it's a non-factor in the race. Taylor will be at Huntington, and then how important would it be for Grace to come here to Bethel and really put the biggest rivalry in the conference for Grace to be able to come back and rebound after the Pilots pummeled them the first time around.
Yeah, senior day, and Grace has had, they've had a good run as of late. Tough loss today by 2 to Huntington, and that they're looking. They've had that one circled on their calendar because the Pilots just pummeled them in the second half of that game. I think a 38-5 start to the half or something ridiculous. So, this one here, Huntington at St. Francis, Marion at Spring Arbor, obviously Bethel at Taylor. 3 big games on Tuesday night that, like you said, are going to play into. This conference deserves 5 teams at Branson, and it's sad that it probably won't happen, and somebody's going to be an unfortunate loser there, but this conference deserves 5 teams down there.
I think if Indiana Wesleyan right now had 4 losses, they could get 5 teams. But I think there's going to be, and as I alluded to before, you've got 3 teams with 5 losses, a team with a 4, and one with a 3. I think somebody's going to be the odd man out here, and it's going to come down to how successful you are in the Crossroads League postseason tournament. And Marion, what about the games they didn't play? And I've said this all along. They didn't play very many non-league games. They're only 15-5. Yeah. I think that could be the determining factor.
It could be, and I know that's one of the things that the Raider has to sort out, and that's Coach Moore is our conference Raider. But tiebreakers within the conference are the ones that struggle. So let's root for a Spring Arbor win, get Marion down to 6 losses, and hope we take care of business and we don't have to worry about that. Or let's hope that Huntington can take care of St. Francis. It hurts to say root for Huntington, but we'll do it.
Pilots win their 189th game inside this Gates Gymnasium. For the Pilots, it's victory number 1,147. They're now 13-4 here at home. Coach Leifa, congratulations, Coach, on win number 706 on your illustrious Hall of Fame career. Pilots improved to 22-5, 11-5 overall. Mount Vernon drops to 6-21 and 3-13. That's going to do it for our broadcast here today. Once again, we want to thank our fine sponsors, including Mitros Orthopedics, Hacienda Mexican Restaurants, Cardinal Bus, Beef O'Brady's, Teachers Credit Union, and our friends at the Gates Automotive Group. And wrapping up our coverage every moment of every game, the United States Marine Corps. Once again, if you think you have what it takes, 1-800-MARINES, or log on to Marines.com. Thanks to our coaches for spending time with us. For the coach, Mark Gardner, I'm Paul Country. God bless you all. Once again, Pilots win the ballgame 66-60. They'll move on to Taylor next up. For all of us at Regional Radio Sports, God bless you all. Semper Fidelis. Good night, everyone.